You're listening to iCannabisRadio.com.
All right, good evening. It's another Tuesday evening in Denver, Colorado. Welcome to SexPot Radio. Thank you for being patient. Tonight's a little different night than normal. It's going to be one of those nights. Got a box of Kleenex.
It's okay to cry on air. Nobody will see you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wait. We got cameras there.
Oh, yeah. and he took the banner down, so it's like, but that's okay, because I don't give a fuck. That's what's different about life now. Is a lot of things that used to matter, really don't anymore, and a lot of things that maybe should have mattered a little bit more matter a lot now, and it's not what we're told it is. We're told it's money and job and careers, cars, houses, but one day all that's taken from you and a whole new perspective is born. It's pretty crazy. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about Jenny and a little bit about life. There's certainly a lot of life to talk about, but it's going to be a long show, so stick around. It's weird because I'm sitting in Jenny's chair and I keep looking over and waiting for her to say something. It's like, oh, you're not going to say anything, but you are, and we're going to hear a lot about it tonight, and that's going to be exciting because we get to hear it through other people, and that I'm really excited about. I'm glad that we're recording this. It's weird. I've never been nervous for a show before. It's always so easy just to come in here and just be ourselves. And tonight I'm trying to keep things a little bit more family friendly because who knows who's going to listen to this and when. And, yeah.
How many family friendly stories are there that contain her, though?
Well, I'm sure we can all figure it out. So right now in the studio, I've got our lovely friend June. If you listen to one of our last shows, you would recognize her.
Yeah, I would. Was not expecting to have my next time on the show without her here.
Yeah.
I did the show 2 weeks before the burn, and the whole time I was excited about coming back and being able to talk with you guys again, and I was going to have all this stuff prepared because I wasn't prepared to be on the show last time. And
well, we were starting to develop a whole huge list of people, like all the way from David Grinspoon to all of my wonderful burner friends, because, like, I don't know what it is with the fire burner community, but it's just love.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much love. Like, we all got to kind of taste it at the Celebration of Life. On Wednesday, there were a lot of people that were like, this is unreal, and it's like, fuck, I'm here too.
The energy in that space was so amazing. And your headspace that night, I was very surprised with. You were so collected, and I was quite shocked at how collected you were that evening.
You were the man, bro.
Yeah.
You were the man.
It wasn't really that I was collected, I don't think, as much as like, I literally was surviving off of everybody's love. I mean,
yeah.
It's not like... I mean, money's always nice because I lost pretty much everything. I've still got my job, so that's good, but that's great. I mean, I'll get into that later about how awesome my boss is.
Yay for awesome bosses.
But he's an awesome motherfucker.
That's good.
So I don't know if you're listening, Dan. If you're not listening, the owner of Top Shelf Extracts is a fucking amazing motherfucker. So I just got to put that out there while I'm thinking about it because, yeah, awesome. But like, love is real energy. It's not this fake shit that we're kind of building up, this illusion of a universe of technology. And I mean, it's bringing us together. If it wasn't for shit like Facebook, I wouldn't have met hardly anybody. I mean, I don't think I would have. I mean, you can't say you wouldn't have because who knows? But I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't have met any of my friends now,
Same
especially
here.
Jenny. I mean, I met her on Facebook. So it's technology that brings us close together. But, wait a sec. Brings us back to our main point. Okay, computer, do something. Okay, it's not. It's the same as guns and beer and pot and drugs and whatever. It's all on the people. Mm-hmm. It's people's level of responsibility. I mean, you could take a gun and a loaded gun, set it right next to a bottle of Jack Daniels, next to a pile of cocaine, next to I don't know, a pile of pornos, I don't know, whatever, and a pile of candy and whatever people be irresponsible with, car keys, you know, and it just comes down to us.
It does.
Because all those items will just sit there and coexist with each other. Because they're just that. They're items. Of course, if the weed is still planted, it's going to actually do more and help the earth and produce oxygen. You know, I don't know if global warming is happening or not, but things that produce oxygen will help reverse global warming.
Yep.
But anyways, so all these inanimate objects don't do anything. So it's all on us as people. So damn it, people, we need to learn some responsibility.
I agree.
In our actions.
Especially if you're drinking and you decide to get behind the wheel of a car. That was one of my biggest pet peeves. Come on, man. Get a designated driver. Take a taxi or fucking walk. Because you can get a DUI on a skateboard and a bicycle as well if you get caught by a cop.
Well, if you're intoxicated in public, you can get a ticket. And that makes sense. I mean, unless you're the passenger of a car and somebody's driving you home. But, you know, I'm sure there's exceptions.
Yeah.
But damn it, people.
Your actions affect other people.
We're all guilty.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say, damn it, all of you people. I'm a people too. So It's like, damn it, all of us. I mean, we've beforehand, like I was talking to somebody a little bit ago, and you know, it's like, is it on the rise, or are we just noticing more of this craziness? And it's like, well, I think we're just noticing it more now because we're directly involved.
Yeah.
Before, it was, oh, you drove home drunk, you're fucking dumb, but haha, that was funny because whatever, and we're dumb, and we're humans, we're dumb. So now it's different. Now it's like, it's just different.
Yeah.
And, you know, I hope that people don't ever have to go through something so sudden and so, I don't know. I mean, I want to say horrific because it was, but you know, it's like we tend to fairy tale everything, to fantasize it. And so it's like, all right, well, so because it happened, let's accept the fact that it happened and look at it for what it is or what it could be. Like, in my opinion, she got to die a martyr for the cause of life, really.
Yeah.
You know, I would like to narrow it down to one thing. But in our particular case, for our community, it was for, you know, cannabis being safer than pretty much everything.
Yeah, and particularly alcohol.
Particularly alcohol, especially since that was the final straw there. And so it's almost noble. You know, it's a very poetic way to go.
Yeah.
She got to go fast and by the very adversary of sorts that we fight against. Not fight against, but I mean, when we're out preaching that cannabis is safer than alcohol, and we're trying to get places like Colorado legalized small amounts of cannabis, but if I'm not mistaken, they're still saying, no, you can't have any cannabis bars, you can't do any of that kind of stuff. And it's like, well, wait, why not? You know, there's alcohol bars everywhere, and they're fucking killing people. Mm-hmm. I mean, the bartenders don't have any responsibility. That's like, okay, last call. So everybody bum rushes the bar, buys 10 shots, and then what do they do after last call? Do they hang out? Is there a place provided for?
No, they go get in their cars and they drive away.
Right, exactly. And so right there's the fucking problem. Mm-hmm. I mean, the whole system, it's set up for failure. So it's like, well, wait a minute. I mean, we don't want to impede on people's freedom, but we're not going to do anything to try to make it safer. So if a bar were, say, to provide a lounge for an extra fucking hour, and I know I said I was going to try not to swear too much tonight, for every 1,000 or for every 100 times I would say the F word, you probably hear it 3 or 4 times tonight. If you've listened to me before, you already know this is true. So I think I'm doing pretty good. Damn it! Now I forgot what I was saying.
A lounge for at least an hour afterwards. I agree. Like the nightclubs, I think they should stay open until like 4 o'clock in the morning, and let
just
people
stop serving
dance.
alcohol.
Yeah,
Serve
charge them
food.
$5 for a fucking soda if
Food,
you're worried about
soda,
making money
water.
still. Fucking
Well, but
let them dance and sober up for 2 hours.
Well, if
and-
they want to be responsible for all the money that they did make, because
yeah,
you know,
they make a killing. They're
we-
charging you $10 for something that they spent 50 cents on, if that.
right. If people, I mean, again, it comes back to people need to be responsible when they go to bars. I mean, we just need to try to be more responsible all the time.
I agree.
But the bars need to start taking a whole lot more responsibility. I mean, they serve people, if they serve people more than one drink, they are liable or have some kind of liability.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's a minimal amount, I'm sure there are bartenders out there that are going to hear this and be like, no, no, no. Well, I don't care what you think. And I mean, I do. I don't mean it that way. But you need to face the fact that you need to take responsibility for the fact that you're serving people an alcoholic beverage that we already know what the outcome's going to be eventually. If they have enough of them, we know we've all been drunk. How did they get to your bar? If they have car keys on them and you serve them alcohol, it's my opinion that you're an accessory to a crime. Now, when we go to a medical marijuana dispensary, we have to sign like 200 pages of crap. There's one page that you just have to initial like 25 things. One of them says that you agree to not smoke it while you drive home or on their property or until you're safe. I mean, this is a paper that you sign, a legal contract. I mean, granted, it's not notarized, so, you know, whatever. But, I mean, this is just to go buy a bag of pot. I mean, people do that on the street. They don't sign in anything. I mean, do you have to sign some paperwork when you go to the pharmacy to pick up your oxys, your Percocets?
Oh, yeah. Do not operate heavy machinery while...
Well, they just tell you that. I've picked up perks, and I've never had to sign anything. They're just like, here, just read all this, know that you don't do this. Okay, thanks, get out of here. And it's like, whatever. You know, you're going to go buy some Pampers and some shit. Go on, do your thing. So, okay, great. But then you can just walk into a bar, and all you need to do is be over 21. And that's great, because you can do that with weed now. Well, soon, in January. But you can't smoke it there. It's right now, it's still, you have to take it home, and you have to smoke it in your home where no one can see you, blah-bitty-blah, blah-bitty-blah. So how is that treating cannabis like alcohol, for starters? And how is, well, I've got so many things I want to say, it's hard just to pick one certain one. I know, but there has to be a point. We'll get to some Jenny Kush stories. We really do need to. But, you know, of all the things that we fought for, you know, this is one of those things where it's like you're getting a last show surprise here with just one last rant. So, but it all boils down to this is what she was fighting for, and this is what killed her. You know, we were fighting for cannabis freedom and alcohol freedom, people's irresponsibility. Some dogs in the background.
That means more people showed up.
Hooray. So, yeah, anyways, well, I needed to rant for a sec, so I do feel a little bit better. I probably had more to say, but, you know, I do want to keep this positive.
Yeah.
So, but I think that people just need to, like, the time for waking up has come and gone. Like, if you're not awake now, I don't even know what to say.
Somebody needs to get slapped around. And
the world is changing so fast, and we're just letting all this stuff happen. And if you think it's not, look at the next intersection you're at.
Pop
and
your bubble.
if there's not a camera on top of it, sweet, keep checking. I guarantee no matter where you're at, you're going to find them. Pop your bubble. Good way to say it.
Yep. I like popping people's bubbles.
So, on that note, you want to start this thing?
So speaking of how you said how you wouldn't have met Jenny if it wasn't for Facebook, it was because of Facebook that I met you guys. I found the Circus of Fear through Facebook. And that's how I met you guys, was working with you guys at the Circus of Fear. If any of you listeners don't know who that is, it's a burner-run haunted house that Kano does. This year we're taking a break, sadly. But
sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
we're our first guest, and you're already interrupting.
Nobody knows our first guest, so
I don't think I heard you sing it.
I'm sorry. I'm June Rogers, and I've known Jenny for a little over a year now.
Cool. Back to your story. I'm sorry.
All right, no, that's all right.
I thought something was missing. Pretty sure.
I met them through the Circus of Fear, and if you don't know what the Circus of Fear is, it's a haunted house. It's all black lights, and it's awesome and cool. And she ran the ticket booth that I made last year, and she got to be nice and warm and cozy in the little box while the rest of us froze our asses off in the tent.
And that's what she wanted to do. It's like, why don't you want to be in there and scare? And she's like, because fuck you guys, are going to be cold. Like, I know how to do this. I've done this before. I'm not doing it this year.
That's what she was telling me, too. She's like, I was like, aren't you cold? She's all, hell no, I sell tickets with a heater right next to me.
And it was a completely enclosed box. Yeah, it was lucky little bitches up in there. And then at Apo this year, you guys were camped right next door to me, and every time I went into your guys' camp, I was thankful and lucky that you guys were in there. Jenny was sitting there topless, smoking the little bit that she could while she had her little bit of a break, and that was awesome. And then I got to spend 4th of July with you guys, and my daughter latched on to Jenny like none other.
Oh, yeah.
That was super cute and super fun, and...
Well, it gave her kid fix. You know,
yeah, it did.
She needed that because...
She definitely did.
Yeah.
I know, with her kids living so far away and only getting to see them every once in a while.
I have to point out how important this Apo was to her because she just got to be... I don't want to say freer because, you know, but when you're in a relationship, a lot of people don't let you be yourself. Mm-hmm. I always try to let her do that. I mean, not tried. I mean, it just happened. It was easy.
Yeah.
So, you know, you brought up topless. I'm sure that people are like, she was topless. Jenny was a super free spirit. And, like, that, this Apo, she really got to, you know, like, just be herself. She got to paint, and she got to just be herself. It was super awesome. So I had to throw that out there because I know
that's good. I'm glad
like, that was a good one. Even though we had a weird Apo this year.
You guys did have a weird Apo. You guys got stolen from, and a whole bunch of other fucking weird shit happened, too.
But Friday night was the best night, I think, of our lives. Like, it was so wonderful. I don't want to say why because it's nobody's business. But it was a really good night. And, you know, we got to sit in Robert Meredith's...
up in that tree hammock
lantern,
thingy?
yeah.
Nice.
The tree lantern. And so we got to sit up in there and watch sunrise.
Awesome.
And then we left there and ended up at the Dream Catcher.
The people catcher?
The human catcher.
The people catcher?
Yeah.
Over at the camp.
And that thing was huge. And you just, like, I sat right in the middle, and she sat right between my legs, and then, boop, the sun came up.
Nice.
It was so awesome.
That is awesome. I couldn't go in the tree lantern because my hand was all jacked up.
Oh, it sounds like we got a caller. Should we take that?
Let's take it.
Yeah, let's take the call.
Let's see who's calling.
Greetings. Welcome to SexPot Radio.
Hi, it's Erica.
Well, hello, Erica.
Hi, Erica.
Hi. Oh, you were talking about Apo and Circus of Fear, and I'm like, I got to jump on and say what I want to say.
Okay. So say your name and how you met Jenny and about how long you've known, and then feel free to go into your story.
Super, and I won't go long with it. My name's Erica Schaefer, and I have known Jenny. I think it's been about 3 years. We met when we first started painting the panels for Circus of Fear at Phoenix Asylum in Boulder. And of course, I just found her charming and delightful and such a bright light. You know, she could cheer up any room immediately. But I just wanted to speak a little bit to how she really impacted me and changed my life and was a great role model for me. I'll just be honest and say, you know, I've been through a significant transition in my life. I'm in my early 40s and just recently ended a marriage and moved off on my own while staying connected to everyone, to all my friends. And I started listening to SexPot Radio in January and got caught up on the back episodes. And this was all while I was, you know, moving and entering this new phase of my life. And I just found her so liberating and so inspiring, and I haven't heard a woman talk so openly about sex and all that great stuff in a long time, you know, and I'm so grateful for it. You know, she's really inspired me to speak my mind and also take a bolder political position in many areas. So she's my role model.
That's awesome, Erica.
That is wonderful. You know,
Yeah,
like-
and I love you, Jeremy, and it's great to see you there. It's just, yeah, I love you so much.
I love you, Erica. You really are a wonderful person. I'm glad that we've been friends for as many years as that we've been friends.
Yeah, gonna continue.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna hang up now and keep listening tonight.
All right. Well,
All right.
thank you
Thanks,
so much
Erica.
for calling.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Love you.
But yeah, I was super excited to get my friendship going with her because each time I interacted with her, it just got better and more amazing. And me and her are super a lot alike. We're loud. We both have very distinctive laughs that are loud. And we both say fuck a lot. We both love unicorns and rainbows. And my favorite color is pink instead of purple. Well, actually, it's black, but everybody's like, oh, black's not a color. But whatever.
Well, we identified with you a lot at the random appos for various reasons, but it was always for the same core reason, which was really awesome. And it's, you know, this year it was super easy because of your hair. You turned me off. Oops. Wrong button.
Sorry.
So I don't know. I forgot what I was saying now. But whatever. But you are just, yeah. So I'm glad that we got you on the show. I'm sad that we didn't get others yet. But, you know,
I'm glad that I got to be on the show too, and that was a lot of fun. And she sent me a message afterwards, and she was like, I'm really sorry I wasn't in it tonight. She's like, I was just not in the right headspace because she had just been dealing with stuff with her sister during that day.
well, and see, and that's what's awesome and weird. Okay, I mean, towards the end, I mean, you know, you don't know it's the end until afterwards, obviously, but towards the end, it was weird how much. I mean, now you can go back and look, and it's like, hey, shit's obvious. Shit is fucking obvious. Pay attention. But, of course, while it's happening, you're like, wow, this is crazy. All these people want to, like, make up or, like, there's just connections being remade.
Loose
and
ends
people are starting
being tied up.
Yeah, and it's almost freaky
That is freaky.
how much it was happening in the last month of her life. I mean, it's awesome because I don't think we're all going to get that. And that's where it helped me build up my whole theory on that she was kind of a martyr for everything. And
I agree.
That she was our angel. Cause
Sadly, but I agree.
and it's weird how, I don't know, this is going to go on all night, so I just better not because I'm going to cry.
Do we want to see if somebody else out there wants to come in?
Oh, yeah.
Since I've been in here for a
I was
while.
going to ask you, June, if there was something you would like to say to Jenny that you weren't able to say. If you'd like to say something to her.
Or
Just-
say something
Yeah.
to her family.
To her
Yeah.
Yeah, since you're
Yeah.
our first guest, we're going to experiment with you.
Yeah, no, it's
That
cool.
way
I
when
think
everybody else comes
I think
in,
it'd
we'll
be
know.
nice if somebody
Yeah.
said something.
I fucking love you, Jenny. I'm really sad that our friendship didn't get to blossom more than it did. I'm very thankful for the times that I did get to have with you. They were all very fun, and you are a huge shining light, and you have inspired me. I've always had an easy time telling people when I care about them and when I'm happy with them, but I've never had the easiest time being okay with telling people when I'm upset with them, and I'm definitely going to do better at that because people need to know whether they want to hear it or not. So, I love you, girl, and I fucking miss you.
Thanks, June. You're the shit.
welcome.
Yeah. Thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome, Jeremy. I love
today.
you.
Before I love you.
I'm wearing one of her shirts that I took from the house when I was cleaning up stuff from
Sick.
hers, and I have a bra of hers on. It says I fuck tattooed boys, although I prefer men.
So family or children, if you're watching, there's a reason why you're not getting a couple of certain items, obviously, because they're not for.
They're not for children, but yeah, no, I was separating out clothes of hers and putting a pile away for the girls and stuff like that, and I took a few shirts and a couple of skirts. I actually pretty much wore her clothes all weekend.
Which she would have totally wanted. You know,
I was.
like-
And I'm working on the memorial for the Jenny Kush Memorial at Decompression this coming up weekend.
See, and that's awesome. Now, what about next year? At Apo? Like, are you going to have anything to do with
yes.
the
The
temple?
panels that we're using for the memorial for people to write on at Decompression, we want to reach Matt Stringer's the one that's behind this, and he wants to be in contact with either the effigy builders or the temple builders or anybody who wants to build a burnable piece of artwork for Apogea, so we can actually get that burned and sent out. I was able to get some stuff into the temple for her. I found out Sunday morning, and we got stuff into the temple at Burning Man at 420. I personally think the wood should be turned into a unicorn. Like, you know, like those dinosaur models that you get from the museum that's all like the cut out bones and stuff like that. I think it should be turned into a unicorn like that and then burned. That's my personal opinion.
That's a pretty cool idea.
I'm making rainbows to put in between the sections so we could have a little bit bigger space.
Nice.
So I've been working on that the last couple of days.
Nice. See, I'm looking forward to Apo next year. I have a feeling we're going to be burning a lot of things.
Oh,
It better not be a fire ban.
I hope not. If not, we need to find a cement parking lot to burn shit in.
Yeah, I concur. You know, have the fire there, but it has to happen. You know, that's the joy of being a fire burner.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
And that's different from pyros. So from anybody but not our buddy Pyro.
No.
So for those of you playing the home game, fire burners are, like, how would you describe the culture? Like,
Well,
it's fire spinning, it's fire dancing.
There's fire spinners. They use a multitude of different props. We have I thought that was Dakota, and it's not. My peripheral vision is fooling me. They play with different props, hoops, poi, and then burners are people who are indulged in the Burning Man culture, whether it's within just their regionals or they've been to the big burn. We're just very free-spirited, do your own thing kind of people. And
Artists.
Yeah, lots and lots of artists, lots of dancers. Like, so the artwork that comes out of these communities is fucking immaculate and just crazy. Like, sadly, we don't have the space at Apo to build some of the shit that we have come out to the burn, because they get like structures that are like 5 stories tall and stuff like that, and it's amazing and beautiful. And then to just watch these huge fires go up that are so powerful, they create tornadoes that start spewing embers at you. There's a tornado coming at you, freaking with all these embers twirling at the bottom of it. That's scary. That doesn't happen at Apo. Our fire's not big enough. Thank goodness that doesn't happen. We'd have issues in our forest if that happened.
Yes, we would.
But when the man burns, it's so big that, yeah, I had no idea about the tornadoes until my first burn, and I was like, whoa, that's fucking crazy.
Well, we were going to go to Burning Man, but every year something probation or something came up.
I could see her PO not letting her go to that.
Yeah. So, well, thank you for explaining that. Thank you for sharing with us.
You're welcome. I love you, Jeremy, and
June.
I'll see you soon.
All right. So, next over here. Oh, hugs.
I love you.
I love you.
Good night, everybody.
So hugging is super important. So if you don't hug people, you know, maybe give it a shot. It's just important as a way of exchanging energy, as a way of relieving energy. I mean, it's just wonderful. So grab somebody and hug them now. So up next here, please say your name and how long you've known Jenny, and then give us some story.
Well, my name's Sean. Everyone probably knows me as Dread. I've known Jenny for, I'd say about 5 years now. And, damn, I didn't really come prepared to talk. I was just kind of coming, hang out.
That's how we do it, man. We wing it. But you'll find that we'll be at the end going, hey, it's been 5 minutes. You know, because, and you'll be like, no, I got way more stories.
Yeah. So, I don't know, I guess I'll start with how I met Jenny. I was living back east in South Carolina doing my thing, experiencing some problems of my own before I moved out here. I had ventured out on a visit or two just to kind of meet people, and I can't really pinpoint the exact moment when I met her, but definitely on one of those visits we met, and you know, we became friends on Facebook after that, and you know, we kind of followed each other. And then when I was dealing with some heartaches in my life, her not even really knowing me, you know, she was the type to reach out and you know, see how I was, and you know, we had only met just briefly on visits and stuff like that. So you know, and she was always you know, really caring, and definitely, you know, opened up to me once I, you know, shortly after that I moved out here. So as soon as I got out here, we, you know, clicked right away. She was always just a good friend. Probably some of my best memories are her working at Mad Hatter's when I lived in Lakewood, and you know, it was within walking distance, so I could literally, you know, I'd be coming home from work, it'd be 5 o'clock, and I'd get a text or a call from Jenny, and it'd be like, hey, I need a hug. So before I could get home to get a shower or anything like that, I would need to get over to Mad Hatter and give her a hug. Then I could go home, get a shower, and then come back because she would want me to hang out for a little while. And so that was nice because, you know, she was there all the time. Jenny was someone that I could talk to, that I could relate to with issues that I was dealing with always. So, and she kind of always had that female perspective, but she kicked it to you in a real cool way, like a dude, you know, you could talk to her like a dude. So I always enjoyed, you know, talking with Jenny about my personal situations going on. And so, yeah, after, you know, I'd say probably, sorry, that's my phone.
What the fuck is R2-D2 doing here? Is he next?
That's my phone. He's in my pocket.
Nice.
But, so I'd say, well, even before that, we had, I'm sure you remember, Rev, just being at Occupy. You know, like we were on the front lines at Occupy the whole time when all that shit went down.
My favorite was you or somebody would call and be like, yo, shit's popping off. You got to come down here. And it's like, oh, my God, Jenny, you want to go down? Like, shit's getting real. And she's like, yes, let's go. And it's like, all right, boom, we're gone.
Yeah.
And showing up looking for everybody.
Yeah, the first time I ever got pepper sprayed, Jenny was there.
We were around for a lot. Like our buddy Carl
oh, yeah.
took a huge amount of pepper spray, and it was, I mean, that was scary to watch. It's like, come on, really?
Yeah, I didn't get it nowhere near as bad as him, but that same exact moment.
But you only need a fraction of
Luckily, I had that mask on,
micron.
you know, if you remember, I was always rocking that mask.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That kind of shielded me a little.
That was how you had. They're like, why are you wearing a mask? It's like, why are you carrying pepper spray? You
right.
know? I mean, duh.
So, yeah.
But Jenny looked good in a mask, didn't she? You know, like seriously, like I look back at some of the pictures and it's like, damn, girl, you got not only pretty eyes, but I mean, that was her. Sorry, I just had to throw that out there. I mean, she looked good in a mask. I don't know if that's some Old West shit right there. Or whatever. Anyways, I'm sorry I'm taking from your time.
No. So yeah, I mean, right now, just off the top of my head, you know, those are probably two among the many.
Well, you'll think about really sweet ones as soon as you walk out. And
Yeah,
you're like,
right.
you know, damn it, I should have said blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I hate that. I do it all the time.
But yeah, so I mean, Jenny was definitely, one thing I can say about Jenny is that I am out here and I'm able to, you know, live my dream and do what I do because of people like Jenny. And, you know, right when it was just 30, 40 people rallying on the Capitol steps and you guys were out there, you know, among others. So, you know, I have a lot of respect for Jenny and everyone else who was out there and who kind of, you know, got the signatures and did the groundwork, the thankless work that had to be done for this industry as and in this cannabis community. You know, when it was from where I was at, you know, it seemed like it was really starting to form and really take foot in what was going on in Colorado. So, you know, I feel like if it wasn't for Jenny and people like Jenny, I definitely wouldn't be able to, you know, be out in Colorado living my dream for sure.
Amen to that. So if you could say anything to her, like if we had that one last moment, you know, of course it'd be private and different for everybody else, but if you have anything, you know, that you'd want to, you know, say out into whatever, you know, feel free. You know, like now it's time to say something to her kids, family, anything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe to her family, I would, you know, say that I'm so sorry for your loss. It's a huge loss for everybody, and, you know, we hope to definitely raise some awareness from this, more awareness, and definitely, you know, hope to raise some money to help her kids, you know, in the future. So, and as far as anything I would say to Jenny, my last message from her was I love you, and my last response to her was I love you. So I'm good with that.
That's fucking perfect. Nice. Very nice. Well, fuck, man. Thanks for sharing. Like, it's greatly appreciated.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for being on.
So we're definitely trying for smiles, but you know it's amazing how these smiles can bring tears. So yeah, I've been fighting it all day. Well, not really fighting it. I was losing the battle earlier. I'm fighting right now. All right.
Oh look, we got another call. Let's take it.
Let's take it. Good evening. You are live on the radio with SexPot Radio and stuff.
Hey, it's Daniel, Jeremy. How you doing, brother?
Good,
I
brother.
just had to call in. I'm over here in Washington watching you guys right now.
Nice. Well, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man, because it was an awesome week. It was a great community up here. I wish I was there with you right now, though.
Yeah.
But, I just wanted to call in and talk about Jenny a little bit.
Nice.
She was actually one of the first people I met out here, you know, at the same time that I met you. And, you know, just like everybody else, the first time I met her, she gave me a big hug. And she did that every single time I saw her. And there were times, you know, when I'm kind of a grumpy dude sometimes. And, like, no matter how grumpy or just pissed off I was, she'd just, like, give me a hug and that would evaporate, you know, despite myself. I was like, damn it. But yeah. It was a great time out here. And everyone knows her name up here, too, man.
That's awesome. I mean, it's weird how far this reaches. You know, I mean, when anybody good goes, it usually carries pretty far. But you know, it was astounding to hear. You know, that it was in a German paper. It's in UK papers. It's you know, it's all over the place. And it's like, wow, okay, wow. And then, I mean, today's Tuesday, so tomorrow there will be a new issue of Westward out, but. You know, it's weird driving downtown. Oh, that's something else that you've missed since you've been gone. Driving downtown, I mean, driving anywhere. And when you see a Westward box, and I look over and I'm like, oh, that's my girlfriend right there. And it's, you know, it's really weird.
I had very
everywhere.
few conversations where she didn't come up, you know, with people that I'd met for the first time. It's just amazing, man. Everyone knows her name.
See, and that's awesome, especially if they know what she stood for. And even if they don't, even if all they can trace it back to is love, that's what matters. You know, if people can say, now that's somebody that loved, you know, that's really what matters. Because, you know, damn it, I think if we could replace a lot of the times in religion, and I know that there's a lot of religious people out there, and we all have our own opinion, but I think if you were to replace the word God and the word Jesus with the word love, you'd get a whole lot better results, and you'd still get to the same place.
Yeah.
So instead of saying Jesus is the light, Jesus is the way, it's like, well, love is the light and love is the way. To me, I don't know, and that's just my opinion. That makes much more sense. So it's like, it's the same with Jenny. Whenever I mean, I've gone through all kinds of weird, painful moments, but all I think about now is just I mean, still gloomy shit, but it all just centers on love, and I just focus on that and trying to love people. It's weird and it's hard, but that's what she did.
Yeah,
so.
I think everybody knows, too, that she was truly, truly loved by you, man.
Yeah.
You know.
People keep telling me about the posts that they used to read that we'd post on each other's walls, and you know, you just forget because it's daily banter, you know, it's inappropriate to mention here a lot of it, but you know, I mean, it wouldn't be on a normal SexPot show, but you know, tonight's a little different. So, you know, and I forget about those things. So it's nice to hear people saying, "Oh yeah, we were always jealous," because you know, who gets to talk to their significant other like that and so openly? And it's like, I never really thought about it like that, but. You know, if the more you try to live without limits, the better off you'll be. I mean, you have to set certain boundaries, you know, so you don't do stupid things. But you know, that's just comes into being responsible. But I don't know. Jenny's a teacher. You know, she didn't know it, but that was one of her greatest things. She's an artist, a baker, activist, lover, mother, you know, daughter. All kinds of things, but which she didn't know. She was a teacher. Taught us all some shit.
Yeah.
And that cake.
And then, if I was going to say anything to her kids, it would just be, you know, just I hope they realize what an amazing, amazing, amazing woman she was. And I hope they know how much you really did love her. You know, she was loved, and few people get to have that in life, to that degree.
Yeah, I remember she broke down my walls that I've spent most of my life building up, and that I rebuilt up after my divorce, and she's the only person that's ever gotten through them, and like that felt good. I mean, it really felt good to not have any borders with somebody and just be open and like that. I don't know. It was a gift. It was very much a gift. So, yeah. You know, like, I'm glad you called, Dan. Like, I was talking about you earlier. And, you know.
I'll be on for the rest of the night, dude.
Nice.
The chat room.
Okay, so, good. So as long as you didn't hear my compliment earlier, I don't need you to... You don't need to be hearing my compliments.
It's been a little bit late. You guys had just barely started. So.
Gotcha. So, well, fuck, man. I'm glad you called.
Right on, man.
And safe travels whenever you get back. And
I'll be back tomorrow.
Excellent. Well, be safe, and I hope to see you soon. And thank you for calling.
Take care.
You too. Later. All right. Now we're joined in the studio by... Some of you may recognize him. He's hosted the show with us before. The one, the only, Dick Black.
Oh, man. This is hard, man.
Yeah, we're just going to start passing out a tissue now.
Pretty much.
Make it easier. Because, I was going to buy a whole couple of boxes, and I spaced it at the store. I was in such a hurry.
They need to come out with black tissues. These are fucking awesome. Man, this is an honor to be here,
It's always been an honor to have you on the show. It's like, we show up and we're like, all right, we don't really have anything planned for tonight. Fuck, I hope Dick shows up. Like every show about sex could use, somebody that comes in that's named Dick, and especially Dick Black, because then it's great. It's great fun. It makes the show that much better.
It's times like now that help me to forget my problems, and I think that's Jenny as a whole. Like, whenever I came around here, it was just like, I'd leave here happy. It was easier to get here then, and that's the thing. I got here faster today than I probably ever would have. I got here within a half an hour, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. My mind was racing for the easiest route to get here, and I got on the 10 and the 10 to the 40, and I'm here in 30 minutes. I'm like, I could have did that when I lost my car and my van. I could have did that and did the show. And it's like, you don't even realize what you're capable of doing until you're like actually doing it. Now, like that's why I don't see my kids, because I don't take the bus, And now I'm like, you know what? There's no excuse for me not to see my kids. Jenny has taught me love. She's taught me acceptance. She's taught me happiness. I mean, she really was happy. I mean, even when she was sad, she was happy. There was some happiness in the sadness. And when I sat down today, I actually felt her hug me, which was, it was surreal. It's the last time I was here, and it's just like, wow. Because like who's Dan was on the phone last?
Yeah.
She hugged everybody. I mean, it didn't matter. When I found out she was bigger than life, I was like, there's no way. There's a misprint. Something's not right. You know what I'm saying? There's just no way. I was like, no way. She's larger than life.
That's how I felt when I was posting. It's like, I didn't know what to do. I had to tell people, but there's no way anyone's going to believe me. It's like, dude, that's messed up. So I was scared. I just put shit out there and said, here, world, there you go.
So how'd you meet Jenny, Dick? I don't think we've heard that story.
Shit. I met her a couple of times. I mean, I want to say the first time I met her was at Marijuana Radio.
Yep, probably.
I want to say it was Marijuana Radio, long before I even got on the show.
It was like 3 and a half years ago, back when she got here, 2010.
Yeah, on the Tuesday night.
She got here like 2 weeks after the good times ended. Like March 1st, 2010, the new regs went into where you couldn't smoke in a dispensary, you couldn't do anything, and it's like life was great up until then.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
You know, but she came out like March 15th, I think, somewhere around there.
Just before 420. So yeah, and she was always cool. I mean, it just to sit here and process everything. I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, that's why I said it's just like she's larger than life. It's like you're not supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? So when I think about how I met her and our interactions, it was cool. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It was. I remember the day she asked me to do the show. I was like, there's no way you want me to do your show. You know what I'm saying? I was like, are you serious? And I had just asked the universe for like the radio again, and then she was like, and it was so crazy how that happened. I was like, no way. And I was like, hell yeah, I want to do the show. And then it's just like, wow.
Those were always fun days. Fuck. They were always fun days because
can of ween. I mean,
we didn't even have to worry about what to say. We're like, sweet, who cares? Dick's here.
Fuck
We're going to have
yeah.
a sweet show, and it's just going to be funny. So if
Fuck
we have
yeah.
downtime, we'll just look at you and say, tell us a joke.
Hell yeah, like da-da-da, like, yeah.
And you did. You saved the day, and we're like, sweet. All right, let's cut to commercial and figure out what the hell to talk about.
Fuck yeah. I mean, man, I'm grateful and sad at the same time for this reunion because I understand how much of value Jenny is to everyone and how she can bring out the best in everybody. And I can truly say she helped bring out the best. I mean, it was just like, it was so easy. You too. I mean, you guys made it easy. I mean, for me to do what I do, it takes, I have to be comfortable, you know what I'm saying? And you guys make me comfortable, you know what I'm saying? It's, you know, to do this is, man, you have to be comfortable. There's no way I could be stressed or in a bad mood or, you know, outside of myself and expect to come in and try to make somebody laugh. So to be in a position where you guys allow me to be free, it's like, man, I mean, that's what I got when I got here, when I came here, is to be free. And that's why the funny you guys heard is because of you guys. You know what I'm saying? It's because you guys created the environment. You guys created the possibility. So
it's weird, man. You don't even know what you do for people. You know, we're struggling trying to get a show going, and you know, who would have thought? Damn, I'm gonna try not to cry. I think I can do it. So
no, it's
So not to get the questions any harder, because, you know, we're already on that little verge here, but if you could say something to her children or family about her, or something to her, do it up.
I mean, to her family, just look in the sky. I mean, she's definitely one of the stars. You know, she's definitely around here. She's here. So just look up. She just ask for her. I mean, I've like I said, I felt the embrace here. I mean, it was so real when I came in here. It was just kind of like, you know, this is not real. So, man, I just look up at the sky, and when you get old enough, buy Jenny Kush strain, you know what I'm saying? And just sit back and feel her hug, you know what I'm saying? Feel her warm embrace. And what I would say to her is, should I come back, you know what I'm saying, really? You know, she'll come back in some form, too. I mean, she's here. But, man, I don't know. Stay in our lives, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, feel free to check in anytime you want, you know, please. You know what I'm saying? Like, check in, please. Feel free to stop by anytime. I'll even stop jacking off and stuff so I can, you know, if you come in, you know, I ain't got my dick in my hand, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what's up, Jenny? Hold on a minute. Shit, my Wi-Fi is working. I apologize.
Oh, God, thank God you ended that shit on a joke. Because that was perfect. I know she's fucking laughing.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, that was, you know.
Let me put this away. I apologize.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show one more time. And yeah.
Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely.
I mean,
you know, I knew this wasn't going to be an easy night, but
no.
But I think it's important for people to get to say what they need and to have a platform to do it. And I think we've achieved that.
I felt bad when I was communicating with you on Facebook because I felt so disconnected from when I heard it to just communicating. I mean, I honestly, it was the processing of it was just unreal. And so when I finally had an opportunity, I had got on the Facebook and I saw that you were on Facebook. So I was like, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'll click on, leave them a message. And I'm, so unfamiliar with funerals simply because the funerals that happened in my life were about a week roughly out. So I was thinking along those lines. And even with that being said, I realized I was probably even off some days. But like when my father died, they tried to hold the funeral for an extra week trying to find me, but they couldn't find me. So they, went through with the service. But so
they're really depressing.
Yeah, they are.
Funerals, like the celebration of life. Yeah. That's how I want it to be, and then just cremate me afterwards quietly because that's ended on a high note.
I just kind of want to be thrown to bears. You know what I'm saying? It's like cover me in berries and honey and just throw me out to bears and let them eat my ass. You know what I'm saying?
That's really one of the coolest ideas I've heard yet. I mean,
I'm dead. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean it like that, but my body. You can't do anything with my body, so just give it back to nature. You know what I'm saying? Eat me. Shave my hair so they don't eat my hair because, I'm choking on my hair.
Well, right.
I got afro. I got afro. But I mean, I just think how, yes, I want a celebration of life. And how do you do that? I mean, how do I celebrate her life? I want to celebrate. How? I did that.
By loving people. I mean, just like somebody that you might snap at, just think if you can, first and be like, what would Jenny do? And granted, that's not always the right answer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well,
because she would punch him in the face too.
True that, true.
But it's like, what's the best of what we got from her, and that's
love.
I think love. And so, imagine how much change happens just in these little moments right here. As we share with each other all this stuff, and imagine if you were to do that with some complete random stranger that was having a totally horrible day or maybe a great day. Who knows? But, you could be that light to somebody. We all have that potential. I mean, Jenny was pretty and, I mean, she kind of sucked because she just had it all. I mean, she was like the complete package: brains, beauty, know-how, ability. I mean, if you needed a lunch made, if you needed your car worked on, if you needed lights put in, if you needed a Christmas tree put up, if you needed pretty much anything.
An R2-D2 cake made.
An R2-D2 cake. If you need an R2-D2 cake made, and not like a pancake or whatever you call those,
an actual
a sheet cake. But a 3D.
Fuck.
I mean, the damn thing almost walked. Like we were a stone's throw away from figuring out how to make the legs function properly.
That's badass.
I mean, like she could do.
Kids at school got some making up to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because
set the bar high.
She set the bar way high. Because holy crap, man, she could do everything. And I'm looking for things, trying to pack up stuff to come here. And I'm looking around and I can't find my other computer cable. And it's like, damn it. Anytime I couldn't find anything, I'd yell, "Where's my blah-blah-blah?" And not to anybody, just, because we do that as humans when we're frustrated. And an answer would come from the bathroom, "It's over by blah-blah-blah." And I'd look and I'm like, how the hell do you know this?
That's awesome.
I don't know, I just do. And it's like awesome. So it's like, how do you know everything? And it's just love, and love connects you to everything. Yeah. And we all have that ability. And, she's my hero. I got lots of heroes nowadays, and genuine heroes. I mean, I'm a pretty cynical person, and the world has become a more beautiful place since all this happened, and not because it happened, because it's become a dark, horrible nightmare that just doesn't end. But the love is, you can almost grab it and put it in a jar and then send it to somebody and say, here, open this and just let it wash over you and tell me you don't feel it, because it's amazing.
Like fireflies without the flies.
Yeah.
Just the fire. I was like, what? What is going on around here?
Cannabis delivery.
Man. Yeah.
Jenny.
So
Jenny.
Yeah, so I'm excited for the Jenny's Kush strain.
Yeah.
At some point, we'll have to get somebody to talk about that, Scott or Pam, but that may not be tonight. So, I don't know. I know. See, and I came in tonight thinking, okay, I'm going to have 2 to 3 minutes per person. And then I moved it up to 5, and now it's like, fuck, dude. I can't stop somebody back. All right, hurry up. Because it's like, dude, this is too great.
Yeah.
She's amazing, and I'm grateful to have known her. So, and I'm grateful to continue to know her.
Right.
So,
see, me too. I'm learning all kinds of new things. So, thank you for doing this. Thank you for every time you've done the show with us.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you for giving me that
great
opportunity.
times, bro.
Thank you.
Fucking
I had
great
fun,
times.
really. You guys made it easy for me. Thank you. I couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
Well, I appreciate it a ton.
To make people laugh, you guys provided that for me. Thank you.
Well, you made us laugh, and that made our show that much easier. So it's weird how that symbiotic living, I think that's the right word. It may not be.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
It's just beneficial for us all. So, damn it, people that are listening, stay out of the left lane if you're not driving fast enough.
Oh, yeah.
Don't drink and drive.
I think here in a
and
minute,
love one another.
I think here in a minute we're gonna have Sam do his little dance break for Jenny, like he said he was gonna do.
Oh yeah.
I hope you heard that.
Sam, if you heard that, we're getting close to
I
needing
hope you heard
a
it,
dance
Sam,
break.
or I'll let him know.
So,
Yeah,
all right.
Let him know.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
So, we love you.
I love you, man. I love you guys, man. I love you guys. Really. Thank you. I hope this isn't the end of me seeing you guys. I mean, let's make something happen in her honor.
It won't be, because
the revolution will continue.
Oh yeah, there's no way I'm shitting on the memory of anything that she did by just letting it go to waste. Like, it's like being born again.
The revolution will continue.
It will.
And it will not be televised.
Yep.
Absolutely. Thank you again.
I appreciate it.
And next we have.
I appreciate it, man.
I'm such
That's all right.
lazy guy. Sometimes my back has me glued to the chair.
The mic we have on now.
We've got a lunchbox here, but I'm going to let you introduce yourself, because,
Introduce yourself when you met Jenny.
Yeah. Well, my real name's Matt Pinchkowski. I go by Lunchbox when I blow glass. It's my alter persona. I don't think the two have ever met. But, gosh, I can't really exactly pinpoint it, but I'm sure it was on Facebook. Her name was Jenny Fucking Kush, and I had to friend any girl that was named Jenny Fucking Kush. So I think that's like how we actually met. When we actually met, it was just like Paul's story. I went to shake her hand, and she's like, "I don't shake hands, I hug," and I'm like, "Well, I like girls, so let's hug." And she gave me one of the best hugs I'd ever had in my life, and I look forward to everyone since then, and miss everyone since then.
Wait till you get to go to Apo next year. Like, we'll treat you to something where you'll get all kinds of Jenny hugs. Because when I brought her there, that was like giving drugs to Robert Downey Jr. I would imagine. I don't know. I've never done that, but I assume because it was like here you can hug everybody. And somebody that doesn't hug you, you probably don't want to hug because they probably haven't showered in 3 or 4 weeks,
Right.
But even those people don't want to hug you.
Yeah, they're not hugging you for a reason.
Yeah, she was a hugger.
I smell too bad. I don't need to hug people. But yeah, she would just include me in on everything, and I like that. And she asked me to come co-host the show with Joel Halen, and Joel Halen had been a friend of mine for a long time, and so I was like, oh yeah, and I joked about it, like I wanted to meet Joel Halen on the show, like I'd never met him before, and it just turned into a big funny joke, and that's how I roll with a lot of people that I actually know. I'll mention on Facebook, like I've seen them from, don't know them, but I've seen them from like 30 feet away. That's just kind of a humorous way of saying I don't know them, but I really do know them. And Jenny always got that. You know, I could tell her to fuck off during the day, and she'd be like, "Oh, I love you too, Lunchbox."
Oh yeah.
So she always knew what I was saying. She didn't ever take what I was saying the wrong way. You know, she was one of those people who, when you needed love, it was there, and it wasn't one of those things you had to necessarily even ask for her. She was random. She sent me several messages on Facebook or by text or whatever, and it was just exactly what I needed at that exact time. It was everything about us was serendipitous. It just happened, and everything happened at exactly the right time. You know, like the day after I found out she was gone, I woke up that morning, I had to run some errands, and I had to go get gas. I just got a random amount of gas, and it was 11.666 gallons, so I knew everything was all right, you know. Everything's still aligning like it would, and, you know, since then, well, even before then, not really a big numbers person, but I seem to have always recognized repeating numbers my entire life. So, and until now and meeting people recently, I'd never figured out why. But now it's all making more sense, and knowing everybody in this room here, Rev, I mean, you've touched me, you know.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
Yeah. No homo.
This is new to me.
But you know, it's
Stop coughing.
It's that.
Just kidding.
It's that universal love. It's not the physical or sexual love that people think love is. It's the connection. It's the thing that you feel, but you're like, do I really feel that?
Well, it's because there's no way to explain it. So
Right.
you're not sure what you're feeling. It's just like, well, this is weird.
Spark.
This isn't what I was told it was.
It's like a spark.
Yeah, it's just magic.
And I would get that back from her every time she would give me a hug, and she would just whisper the most beautiful things in your ear while she was hugging you and telling you how special and awesome you were. It was, I don't know. That's why I'm going to miss Cindy.
We have a phone call. We're going to take that.
You want to take that?
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, call back. Call back.
Yeah.
Call back. Whoever that was.
It always
call
helps
back.
us to stop crying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
totally.
I'm just as bad. That's why I keep shoveling the mic over. And I'm like, talk.
I needed an interruption there.
We can have Sam do dance. Sam.
Yeah. All right, here's Sam with the 710 dance.
Oh, here comes.
Sweet.
Hello, welcome to SexPot Radio.
Sam's dancing.
You're live.
Sam's dancing.
If you're there.
Hello.
Hey, this is Monica.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Just watching this guy dance here.
That's Sam, one of our producers.
Yeah.
But
Sam's awesome.
he's very awesome.
You don't need music.
No.
Anyway, I just want to tell you, Jeremy, I idol you, dude. You fucking rock. There's not a lot of people that can deal with what you've dealt with and keep your head as high as it is right now.
I don't know really how I'm doing it or what I'm doing. I'm not going to lie. I
can tell you right now, you've got a lot of people that care about you.
Well, and that's what does it. You know, it's that love. That love is worth more than anything. It's
absolutely.
It's amazing. People are amazing. See, Sam, you're a good guy. You know.
Do you remember him?
Huh? I do. Oh, I totally remember.
My daughter wants to say hi.
Oh, nice.
Do you remember her when Jenny put
Yep.
Hold on.
Jenny tattooed you? Yes.
Howdy.
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 What you up to?
Oh, you know, sitting around, talking to some friends.
Yeah.
You know, the usual. What about you?
Reading.
Now, that is a good answer. What are you reading?
Attack of the Fluffy Bunnies.
Oh, a what?
Attack of the Fluffy Bunnies.
Attack of the Fluffy Bunnies. Yes.
That sounds like a good book.
Totally.
Not going to lie. That really does sound like a good book.
Jenny would approve.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she would ask you
Jenny Kush approved.
where she could read that at. Is it a good book?
Yes.
Does it have more words than pictures?
No.
Is it pretty equal, or are the pictures really big?
Has more pictures actually because just are kind of short.
Okay. Okay, goodbye.
I have to go and finish reading and stuff. Bye.
Yeah, but reading is awesome, so you keep it up.
Yep.
Because the smarter you are, the better.
For
Thank
sure.
you so much for encouraging that.
Well, that's how we roll. But
Well,
really,
I
it's
just wanted to
the world
say-
needs smart people. So, you know, like when she said she was reading, I freaked out. I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like I was watching TV and my mom's making me be on the radio.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I was reading, and I'm reading The Attack of the Big Fluffy Bunnies.
Yeah. She wasn't playing Call of Duty. That's amazing.
Yeah. So you're obviously doing a good job.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. But it's her homework. Half hour every night.
See, still, whatever. You know, I loved reading. I still do a ton.
Oh, I do too, but the only time she actually likes to read is when she doesn't have to read. When she has to read is when she doesn't like it, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah. Nobody likes to be forced to do anything.
Right,
You
exactly.
know, it's we all like to do things that we want to do. It's like if you have to work from, say, noon to 4, but you stay till 8, it's joyful 8 hours because you chose to double your day. But if you got to work until 8 and you're tired by 4, it's like, fuck today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's a whole difference in life between doing what you want and doing what you have to do or forced to do.
Yeah. Yeah, once I'm at work, my work ethic is great. But getting to work is not so easy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have to agree with you on that one.
So, Monica, I forgot to tell you the rules. You have to say your name and how long you've known Jenny and you don't have to say how you met her. In fact, you don't have to do any of this. But
I want to do this.
well, see? Yes. So, please. I forgot to say that, so please go ahead.
Okay. I met Jenny on Facebook. I was looking for a tattoo, and she was one of the first people to offer. And then she came over to my house, and she did my tattoo. I believe you were there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just... Excuse me.
It's okay.
It's all right. We've
got
all had
the
to take a
door,
break.
and she was putting me in a lot of pain. she enjoyed the pain.
Yeah.
And then we just kept in touch. I was her lesbian lover for a little while. And, but we knew each other for about 4 years.
I love you. I ate Jenny's edibles. Can you tell?
Clearly. Anyways, please carry on.
Oh, no, that's about it. You know, she came over to my house a couple times, and I think you guys just moved into a new place or something. I don't remember.
We've moved a few times, and our last place
Did you?
was a 15-month
I
lease, so we've been at this one the
I
longest.
just remember I was trying to unload my crap onto you guys because I didn't want to have to pack it and move it.
Right? And I think that we got a big, awesome TV, but it was so heavy we left it at one place that we lived at because it was just too heavy, and we're like, all right, we quit. Which I'm really sad because even though it was heavy, it had an amazing picture. But heavy stuff hurts.
Yeah,
and we're not getting any younger. But I still have the Wii. That's still super awesome, and I'm gonna build an arcade where I'm gonna have one TV. He's gonna have a Wii. One TV's, and this was like mine and Jenny's thing. I was gonna have one TV with a Wii, one with a PlayStation and one with an Xbox. So that way when my friends came over, they could play whatever system they want, however they wanted, and then have some headphones for everybody in case multiple game systems were going. And so Jenny's like, okay, well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to far one-up you, and I want, this kitchen mixer, and I want to do this, this, and this, all to make the kitchen better. And it's like, okay, that's, I mean, there's a whole slew of things, and we used to look at all kinds of crazy things. So it's like, all right, totally fair. Totally fair.
Yep, $600 in video games and $600 in kitchen equipment.
And I don't even play video games.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't. She played more video games than I did. She liked that Alice in Zombieland. No, what was it? No, Alice Madness Returns. There we go. For Xbox. She liked to play that game a ton.
It was Alice running around killing zombies, apparently.
More or less.
Oh, you have an Xbox? You
Yeah.
need to get down on some zombies on Call of Duty.
Well, and I hear about that, but now my hand's all messed up, so I can't really do it much. But I like to watch the people play games because now the video games are so cool. You're watching a computer movie.
Yeah.
It's like sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Unless they keep dying, and then it's boring. But whatever. But
yeah, the other night at the Hood Lab with their big screen on the wall there.
Well, that was ridiculous. Awesome. The cars were bigger than real life. The limo was parked right next to the screen, and the cars driving were bigger than the limo, and it's like, nice. All right, finally.
Yep.
It's
spatial
I don't want to take away from lunch talk.
Well, we thank you for calling. I have your number wrote down right here. See? Oh, no, the camera's not on me, but that's okay. Because
that's fine.
But I do have and we were going to call you, so I'm glad that you called. I like that we've been able to utilize this calling in feature a lot tonight because I want people to be able to participate even if they can't be here because it's kind of way out here in southern Denver area, so Right. And I am working on getting a reasonable donation for you guys from my work, so I'm not going to say a number because I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver, but I am working on that, and I am going to help Jenny's kids out as much as I possibly can. They're awesome kids, too. I've met them so many times. They're just,
little Jenny Kushes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her oldest looks so much like her. I could barely tell the difference between the two.
Yeah, I reposted that picture of her 4 kids, and I thought the one was her and posted that she had 3 kids.
A lot of people did.
I was like, well, I'm a moron, but that's all right. Jenny Kush loved me anyway.
That threw me off. I wasn't expecting that.
One love.
One love, Monica. Yep. Thank you so much for calling.
Peace, Monica.
You are very welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So in the studio, we have the most amazing Georgia Edson. So
I think I'm the only Georgia Edson.
Well, yeah? I was going to say the most amazing woman, Georgia Edson, but we have another phone call. This is so awesome, so let's answer it. Hello. I'm going to work on a good joke to answer this with. How are you doing?
How you doing? It's not a joke.
I hear myself in the background. Hello.
Hello, this is Matt.
How you doing?
This is good. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm Jenny Kush's brother-in-law.
Oh, nice.
Her sister is Heather Giese.
Oh.
And I'm married to her.
Nice. Hey, how you doing?
And we're good. And we're sitting here, we're having supper, and we're listening to your guys' program over the internet. And I just thought I'd like to say something to Jeremy if they got time or if they want to hear.
Yeah, please.
You're
absolutely.
on the air right now. Go for it.
Yeah.
You're live.
Am I live?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
How are you guys doing?
You are so sweet to call.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
I've been answering the phone responsibly all night tonight, and then this one, we don't know who's calling, so I just answered it hello and just spaced right on through the, hi, you're live on the radio. I just wanted to get into a conversation.
Well, good. I'm having supper here with Jenny's 2 nephews, Wyatt and Lane, and her sister, Heather. And I just want to tell you that, first off, you guys are asking, when is the first time I ever met Jenny?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Somebody's paying attention. You're going to play by the rules. This is awesome.
I know. I'm a rules person, so I set up rules, so thank you.
So the first time I ever met Jenny was way before I met my wife Heather, which would be Jenny's sister. And it was in Montana. They had just moved to Montana a few years before that. And I was driving down to the river to go see my girlfriend at that time. And I was on my way back all heartbroken because I had broken up with my girlfriend. And there was a beautiful woman on a snowmobile who had ran into the only tree in northeastern Montana. And I thought to myself, what luck. So I helped her get the snowmobile out of the tree. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it started, so I gave her a ride home to her parents' house.
You picked up a strange woman in the woods.
In eastern Montana, nobody's a stranger.
Yeah,
good answer.
Pretty much. It's not like downtown Denver at all.
So I gave Jenny a ride back to her house, and that's the first time I met her. And I just wanted to share that with you. And I wanted to share with you guys, too, that Jenny's family loves her very much and loves you guys very much, and we are very appreciative for all that you guys do for her. I mean, you guys known her for a little bit out of her life. We've known her a lot out of her life. We've known a lot of the struggles that she's been through and a lot of the hurt that she has felt. And we really, really wish that we could have done more for her, and we're really, really happy for all that you guys have done for her. And just wanted to say thanks for all the support on her family side. And I just want to say that we love you guys, and we miss her, and God bless you guys. Thank you.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much for calling. That made our entire night. And please, go hug your family for us.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Absolutely. They're eating mashed potatoes and meatballs right now.
Okay, I'm starving. I just fed my kid a Hot Pocket, which I'm embarrassed that I even said that, and I ate 2 bites of it. I don't eat that stuff. I want to have mashed potatoes and meatballs is what I want.
Yes,
I'll be over in, I don't know, how long does it take to get to Montana? I'll be over there in a minute.
12 hours.
No. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you guys, and best wishes to all you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and you can listen to this anytime. It'll be posted all over the internet just for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So thank you. Really, thank you. Take care. Bye.
Did we bring boxes of, 1 box of tissues?
Yeah.
Is it supposed to look like a plant? Because that's pretty clever. Like whoever thought that one up.
I think it was a random.
There is no random.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
It's only random until you can figure out how it's not.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Am I supposed to play by the rules now?
Yes, please. I need a minute.
Yeah, to move on.
Yeah.
My name is Georgia Edson, and I came up with these rules. How long have I known Jenny? As long as she's lived in Colorado, and everyone kind of is like, oh, tell the story about when you first met, and I don't know. Like, I don't remember life before Jenny being around. I don't remember walking into the Hood Lab and not hearing that laugh. I don't remember. This is a dumb story. Can I tell a dumb story?
Absolutely, please.
Jenny cleans up around here, and every time I go to the women's bathroom, because there's only like 3 women that ever pee here, Jenny, myself, and Jen, and every time I would go into the women's room, I'm like, thank God for Jenny, because the room just looks so nice, and I'm so appreciative, because it's really, she does it for the 3 of us, that's it. But yeah, so Jenny, I think of you when I pee here. I hope you appreciate that.
She would
totally appreciate that.
Yeah.
So talking about randomness a little bit, Jeremy and I talked right after the accident about little signs, and paying attention to those little signs, because it can feel so lonely when someone's gone if you don't pay attention to the signs that helps you know that they're around. Oh my gosh, the signs that I saw this weekend, and I wasn't looking for them. I wasn't kind of thinking, gosh, I need some Jenny spirit. They were just flying at me. Some of them are not appropriate for me to necessarily say for something that I want Jenny's children to listen to forever. But others were just, we went to a music festival, and this woman was selling the cutest tutus I've ever seen. And they were, they had trim around the waist and around the bottom that was one color, and then the tulle was one color. And they had, do you guys know what those things are that kids put on their Crocs? There's a name for them that they put in the holes on their Crocs.
On their Crocs. I thought you said in their cracks. And I'm like, what are kids putting in their cracks? We're going to have another show. Holy crap.
No shit.
I'll do some research on that. You know, the Crocs have the holes in them, and they put these, they put things in them that have like characters on them, like Mickey Mouse or whatever, little things like that.
I've seen that.
So they had something similar to that on these tutus, and some of them were flowers and whatever. But the one I liked the best were daisies.
Nice.
Yeah, and it was like, God, I felt like she was beating me up this weekend. Like, I'm here, and I liked it a lot.
You know, I find that the happier I am, the more I feel it, the more I notice it, the more it flows, and the more I let the pain kind of dominate me, which isn't hard. I mean, I try not to, but it does. Whatever. Anyways, I can't really see it as well. And I don't know if that's weird or if that's just like, hey, if you want to see her, you better get fucking happy, you know? But when I do, I mean, she's everywhere. I mean, at Broomfield Days, I saw a girl with purple in her hair. And as I saw later, it was purple bandana, and she had on rainbow socks. And it's like, fuck, are you kidding me? You know, like, how awesome is that?
Right.
Is that my phone? Because I turned that shit down. Like, shame
it's
on
not
my
mine.
phone.
Mine's not even in here.
It's not mine. No one calls me. Except for Skype. Every single time the Skype rings here, the Skype rings here.
Oh, damn.
Every time. So you guys ring it up. Come on. Yeah, you know what? I think that that when you let yourself get consumed by sadness, which, as you said, I mean, it's not hard to do. In order to pull yourself out, you can't be thinking about everything dark and dismal. Otherwise you wouldn't be in that place. I mean, if you're thinking dark and dismal, you're thinking dark and dismal. And once you kind of think about, I mean, we've been talking a lot, haven't we, about there's lots of fun to be left in life. There's lots of fun to be left.
Yeah.
Broomfield Days, Doily Days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got to see people and you know, I think one of the things that's so nice about, I mean, Jeremy and Jenny were popular people. I hate to be so high school, but everyone likes to be around them and enjoys them, and so it makes going through this less lonely, because while you feel empty, I mean, there are so many people in here. I swear I was going to have to park across the highway. I mean, it is. People have gone out of their way because they love you guys. They're out of their way to make sure that they're here in this little teeny tiny studio, in this little teeny tiny office, because it's important, and because she's important, and because you're important, and because this is important, and because there's edibles.
Yes, very good edibles.
I'm hoping, like, I kept some at home and I stashed some here. So I'm hoping that all those go out tonight, because I know that there's people that need them and that will treasure them, you know, and I certainly don't want to eat them all, because that would be greedy and selfish, and it's ridiculous.
And you'd weigh 300 pounds.
And I would weigh too much, and it would go bad before I could eat it all, because I don't really like candy all that much. I mean, a little bit, but the older I get, the less I can deal with it. It just, like, I don't know.
Makes you poop?
Well, I like things that make me poop. I mean, I don't want to poop often, but
when you do, you want it to be quality.
Yes, thank you. I was trying to find the right words. I'm like, what are the words I'm looking for? Thank you.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
You know, we've talked about...
I can sometimes just find the right words.
Which is good. You know, we've talked about all kinds of crazy things on this show, you know, and a lot of our listeners know that, like, wow, you guys are very open.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the second time I was on with Alan Heath, the cockmaster, and he was talking about blowing cock and all this other stuff, and I'd never met him before. I'm like, oh my God, is this some weird homo thing. I'm gonna end up raped in the back or something. Then I got more and more comfortable, and I was like,
found out he's a glass blower.
Yeah, found out he's a glass
dildos
and makes glass dildos, and you know,
and he's quite a character too.
And the dude's freaking hilarious,
Right.
and once you get to know him, it's not that weird, but.
I think he's always weird.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
but his weird is good.
It's the uncomfortable weird.
The uncomfortable weird. That's right. The freaky weird.
Yeah, but it was just funny. I just thought to myself, I need to pay attention to the theme of the SexPot Radio show before I just show up as a guest host.
Right.
But then after that one, I was like, hell no, I'm gonna show up anytime. Just crash it whenever, you know. Jenny said come back anytime, so.
Yeah, if she says that, then, you know, you can't be mad if you show up. You're like, hey, you fucking said come back anytime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, on that note, I want to, thank you because, Georgia, you're the owner of this station, and thank you for letting us do this. I'm going to try not to cry.
Yeah, thank you.
For years, we've got to do this show. And, you know, Jenny started out doing it with her friend December. And I used to tag along because they were fun shows to listen to. And it was like, all right, dude, a couple hot girls going to talk some crazy stuff and whatever. And here we go. And then that went its, you know, separate ways. And then so she's like, you need to be my co-host. It's like, all right. What are we going to talk about? She's like, let's just talk. Who cares? It's like, all right. And so we got to, and you know, every other Tuesday, you know, we took some time off because, you know, we had so much going on, and then we'd come back, and it was just like we never left. You know, sometimes we'd come in, we don't have a show planned, and we're like, what are we going to talk about? Well, who cares? Just start the show. And we start the show, and then boom. It's 2 hours later, and we're like, damn. Dude, we got to tell the bedtime story and wrap it up. We got to go to see a movie, you know? We only get 2 hours. Come on.
Well, that's how all my experiences were here. It's like when you sit down, you're all anticipated, and then wham, it's over before you know it. You're like, oh, that was a piece of cake. That was actually really awesome. And
right?
I want to do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
so
I appreciate
thank
that.
you.
You know what? I can't tell you how.
Call back.
No. You want to take the call real quick?
Okay.
And then I'll be done.
Hello, you are live on SexPot Radio.
That was hot right there.
I heard it.
Hi.
I heard it in the background.
I'm not sure if you know who this is.
Not yet. But, oh, wait. Is this Lori?
It sure is.
Ah, see? Good. I'm glad I guessed right because, you know, it's... Oh, you should turn your computer down a little bit. It's always risky to guess a woman's name because if you get it wrong, you're going to get in trouble.
Yep.
Who's Cindy?
That's
I don't
right.
know.
So,
That's
Lori,
right.
do you want to tell everyone who you are and why we know who you are?
I am Lori. I am Jenny's mom. And I just called in to, I don't know, tell you how much I appreciate all of you guys and everything you are doing for our daughter. She was the light of our life, and I know she was yours too.
Of so many.
Hi.
Yeah, of so many people.
So many people's lives.
Like, you guys made an amazing person,
Yes,
which
you
means that you guys
Yeah.
have to be awesome. I mean, it just,
Yeah.
you know.
And I guess the question she had, she said I was supposed to say when I first met her. I guess it would be when the day she was born.
Yeah.
And I've loved her ever since.
Yay.
So
That's pretty much how most of us are.
Matt pretty much
Love at first
said
sight.
everything. I mean, she's a terrific girl, and you guys are all terrific. And can't wait to meet you all in a few days when we come down there.
We're so looking
Oh,
forward
yeah.
to sharing this with you because it's hard to talk about Jenny's life without your being here. I mean, we know that it's much more than her world here, and for me at least, it will complete the puzzle. I'll be able to kind of see the how and the why that Jenny became Jenny Kush.
Have you seen the video
Yeah.
that is
I can't.
floating around?
I can't.
Oh, I'll have to show you that.
I can't yet.
I know. It's tough. Like, I did it the other day, and it was so amazing. And it's like, damn it, why aren't you here? I want to learn more about all this. Because it's like baby pictures, and it goes all the way through. Oh, it's so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds absolutely amazing. And we should, Lori, if you want, we could also post it on iCannabis Radio so that people can see that as well. But, you know, it's wonderful. It's wonderful that you know, a byproduct of an awful, awful event is bringing people closer together. And that sounds so trite, but it's true. It's wonderful that we're officially now in your life forever. like that's just how this works.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to you being here next weekend and grieving some together, but also laughing. I mean, we really want to tell you stories, and we really want to, you know, share with you our experiences with your amazing daughter. And gosh, do we have questions for you?
Right?
Yeah. And, I know, I wish I would have asked her many more questions. There's a whole life out there that I never knew anything about, and I hate to say at one time I didn't want to know about it, but now I do. I want to know everything about her, and
you do, way. And Lori, you do, because there's nothing about Jenny that is going to make you anything other than continue to be proud.
Yeah, she is an amazing person. She's an amazing person.
She's a good person. I mean, I think that's why she's so terribly missed. I mean, yes, it's tragic, and yes, we were all friends with her, but the bottom line is that Jenny was an authentically good human being, and you felt better by being with her. You kind of and she modeled just being respectful, and she modeled being accepting of people, and you know, there aren't a lot of people. I mean, people always say nice things when people die. I mean, that's what you do. There's nothing that we don't have to. I mean, we don't have to come up with stories about how great Jenny was, because that's all that there is are great Jenny stories and wonderful Jenny stories and how we feel better Jenny stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
She was always all about helping others.
Mm-hmm.
There's not many
Definitely
people
was
out
her.
there that went away saying, "Oh, I met Jenny Kush and what a bitch."
Yeah, no one says that.
No,
you
not
know,
at
I
all.
mean, they might have learned that about her later,
Right?
Because she could wield that sword well.
Oh, absolutely. If she
wasn't all
needed to be a
sunshine and
bitch,
rainbows.
she would.
Yeah,
be.
I was gonna say I've got some
know.
let's hide the body stories. You know?
Yeah.
But she always made up for it, like especially almost always with the person. You know, she always tried to, like, you know. And I got a lot of emails from people where they said, you know, I really wish that I would have listened and just said, you know, accepted her, you know, trying to reach back out and rebuild the bridge. And it's like, well, this is our time to realize that with the people that are still here.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
like,
important to rebuild that bridge.
Yeah.
Like your mom's story about her bringing your whole family together.
She did too. Like,
freaking beautiful.
Like nobody in our lives have been able to do that. Like we've all been kind of our own ways forever, and she fixed our family. You know, and it trips me out to this day because it's amazing.
You now care about these people that you never thought you would care for in your life.
Well, I mean, much more. I mean, I still love them, but it's like I don't care what he's doing. Now I do. You know, I care what my brother's doing. I care what my sister's doing, and I especially care what my parents are doing.
Exactly.
And Lori, I care what you guys are doing, and it's like there's so much to do and so much wonderfulness still to have. So it's, you know, I'm really glad that you called.
Yeah.
I was really nervous, you know, when I heard that. And it's like, are we gonna get it? I feel like, okay, Mom's calling. Shit.
And you know what, Lori? The other thing that's really nice is that you get Jeremy. You know, you get Jeremy in your life, and
yep.
I mean, wonderful loves wonderful, and I mean, he's a fantastic person, and is someone you can count on for anything forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a very good person. I'm glad she had him.
Yeah.
I'm glad I had her. I mean, you know, since
I only
she's-
have one regret. She always wanted to give me a tattoo, and I absolutely refused it. And now I wish the heck I would have done it.
She used to say that often. She's like, you know, I just need to get my mom. I mean, we all do that. Like, I always say that about my parents. Oh, I need to get them to understand or to try this or whatever.
I bet we can find a volunteer down here while you're down here to give you your first tattoo.
Yeah. Well, she threatened to do it in my sleep. I said, I don't think so.
I bet you'd wake up pretty fast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not something that happens in your sleep.
Yeah, but once you start, you can't
Well-
stop.
Right, yeah.
You know?
What's that?
Once you start tattooing, though, you can't stop. So if she would have at least got a little bit of a line, she would have said, look, Mom, you already have a little bit of orange on you. Now I'm going to draw the happy face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, it was nice talking to you guys, and we will see you. We'll be there Saturday, so looking forward to meeting y'all.
Looking forward to meeting you, too.
So grateful that you're coming down to see this or just to be a part of all of this, even if it's just for a short time. You know, it's a way to really get a taste of what she did for all of us, and we get to give a little bit of that energy back, you know, and so I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I mean, I really am grateful. Even though the court and all that's getting all pushed around and all that's going to be crazy, I'm glad that you're still coming down. I was really worried when I talked to that lady today, and she said, oh, the court is continuance, and it's on October 15th, and blah, 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 and it's like, and it could last forever, and it's like, all right, well, damn. Because I was really wanting you to be here for this, and you're still coming, and it's like, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, no, we are still coming. That wasn't any question in our minds. I asked Mike, and he says, oh, yes, we're still coming.
Yes,
so
thank God.
we will be there.
Awesome. So I'm so glad because, wow, you're in for a treat. I mean, like, love, it feels good. Just I don't know. I've never felt it. I mean, I was with your daughter for every day for years, and I felt love like I've never felt before. But then we had this celebration of life, and it was unbelievable. I mean, it was almost, like I keep saying, it was almost measurable how you could.
Yeah.
It was, so now I want to share that with you because she would want that. So.
Okay.
So I'm so
Looking
glad that you
forward to
called.
it.
So thank you. And have a good
Yeah.
night. Please travel safe.
Thanks, Lori.
Will do. Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
See you soon.
So,
see, now that's awesome. Okay, so I feel
that was,
you know, there's always that
special.
That bit of like, okay, you know, like, because how are they gonna take this and how are they gonna hear this? You know, when they listen tonight, and it's like, you know, because we're sort of doing it for everybody, but it's kind of a goal for something for the kids to be able to listen to and be like, wow,
yeah,
you know, like.
My mom was an amazing person.
Like, these people
Hopefully.
really loved my mom that much. Like, she must have been amazing. And for what they can remember, you know, she is. And it's like, God, thank you for such a wonderful person to show us that, you know, what love was. And that's the gift that was left behind for us to just freely distribute is just love.
Yeah.
You know, and pay it forward, you know, pay it backwards, pay it whatever, but
pay it sideways, whatever.
Pay it sideways, right? Because everywhere is somebody that needs, you know, a hug, needs a better moment, needs a pat on the back, needs just to be told that life's not worth stressing out over because, I mean, there's mountains, there's lakes, there's grass, there's the sun, there's storms, there's lightning, there's snow. I mean, there's so much that you can just be in, and you can just be alive and realize that life is, it's
awesome.
not what we've made it. It is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's amazing and it's wonderful. And all you have to do is let it be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of us stoners, we know that because, you know,
and
smoke a
we're
bowl
experts at letting it be.
And yeah, and you can just zone out for 5 minutes. You're like, oh, fuck the world. And you zone out, and people are like, oh, look at that dumbass. He's staring at the floor. And it's like the whole time you're contemplating how wonderful life is, or you're all these other things.
Well, you're noticing the grain pattern that's in this beautiful oak plank of floor that, you know, Mother Nature created, that the beauty of man built into this beautiful piece of floor, and you get mesmerized by that. I mean,
absolutely.
There's beauty everywhere, and if you
don't stop and smell the flowers, then damn it, you're missing out.
Yeah.
That's right.
What did Ferris Bueller say? Life moves pretty fast. If you don't take a minute and stop and look around once in a while, you're gonna miss it.
That's right. So I'm going to get kicked out of here in a second because there's lots of people who
Yeah.
want to take my place. So I need to say my My message to Jenny's children.
Yes. Nice. God, people are paying attention. That's awesome. Good job, people.
Gay people. So I think one of the things that I respected so much in Jenny as a person, but in Jenny as a parent, is that things aren't black and white. It isn't right and wrong. There isn't one way to do something. There's lots of ways to get to an end. And because a teacher says that you have to do this in this order or you're wrong, Jenny didn't agree with that. There's so many ways to get to a place. Don't look at the world as this very linear kind of place, because your mom wouldn't have. There was ups and downs and rights and lefts and underneaths and all over the places, and don't take things at face value. You know, if you think that there are different ways to approach things, then go ahead and explore those. Be thoughtful of other people. Don't do anything wrong. Don't hurt others. Don't be disrespectful. But go ahead and explore the things that you're curious about. Go ahead and look at your gut. And if your gut is telling you that you want to view something differently or approach something in a different way, that doesn't make you weird or bad and being different isn't wrong or bad. All of those things are wonderful, and
that's what makes you awesome.
That's what makes you awesome. And I think that what she wanted to instill in you guys is to embrace that, and to embrace being different, and embrace people who are different, things that are different, and walking down the street seeing the same things every single day is fine, and that gives you a life, but not the fullest life possible. So go out and whatever you dream of, run after it. Jump in with both feet. Don't hesitate. It's okay, and enjoy everything. Don't spend time stressing about things that are small, and because in the long run those things are unimportant. What you're going to remember is the times that you explored like crazy and did things that were so much fun. And if that means that your book report's late, then your book report's late. So that's what I have to say. Every time I talk to you, you cry.
I know.
Like, I cannot say anything that makes you laugh anymore.
Well,
your words are beautiful.
You do say some beautiful things, you know, and we talk about signs and all this, dude, and I see Jenny everywhere, except in the darkness, you know. And so it's like, fuck, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm so the way I am, because the only way I get to see her is by being in the light. So fuck, you know.
Right.
It's the only place to be, I guess.
Hey, only light creates rainbows.
Fucking A.
Light and unicorn poops.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Unicorn farts.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna let the next person in before someone hurts me.
It's all right.
We love you, Georgia.
I love you.
Love you too, Georgia.
Sorry for having the headphones on for that.
Ow.
That wasn't very nice. And Lunchbox, what would you like to say to her kids?
I just gotta tell her kids that their mom was just so influential in my life. I only knew her for like 20 minutes in retrospect, so
yeah.
So I didn't know her that long, but she was an amazing person, and you know, she loved me deeper than any woman has in a long time, and it was never physical. It was always the universal language. Just it was the thing you felt. So just know you kids have that in you too. Thanks.
Amen.
Love you guys.
Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
Yeah. She fucking loved you, and you know that. You know, nobody sits out in the hail like that for just anybody. So, of course, that's why you're manning the booth that you are out there now, because you're the only motherfucker that. God damn it.
I appreciate that. I love you guys.
Love you too, buddy. Sir, would you like to tell us who you are and how you met Jenny and how long you've known her?
It's Wayward Bill. How I met Jenny was basically on Facebook, probably 2009, 2010, as a woman that wanted to move to Colorado. And at the same time, I had instituted this thing called Cannabis Habitation Colorado, and I kept in correspondence with her, and she actually moved here in 2010. She right away fit into the community. To introduce herself to me, she volunteered at the Colfax Marathon and worked with me. She basically greeted people at the gate, but the first thing she greeted me with was a medical.
Nice.
And basically the rest is history. I mean, she did so much good for this community that is unreal. She founded Girls for Ganja. She inspired women. I mean, women in the cannabis movement need inspiration. Jenny was definitely an inspiration to the women in this movement. She was everywhere and did everything, and I believe that she did everything 101%. I mean, she never slacked at anything that she ever did. And then she found you, Jeremy. And some of the best pictures I've ever taken were of you and her, and you seem to use them. So I appreciate that. I mean, she was a true sister. I mean, she worked for everybody, loved everybody, and made a few enemies. And we all have enemies in this movement, but I can't think of anybody that's her enemy right now. I mean, how could you be her enemy? She, she was the epitome of everything that you could possibly try to achieve, and she achieved it. You know, tattoos, art, activism, Moms for Marijuana, everything. And that's why she came here, was to found Moms for Marijuana in this state. She's a total inspiration to moms. And who can argue with mom? Yeah, mom is it. And I appreciate everything she ever did. I appreciate having her friendship and love. I appreciate that, that she came into our lives and enriched them and made a statement in such a short time that nobody else could ever achieve. Not even Ken Gorman. Years of activism and and he achieved it, but she did it in such a little time that it was unreal. And she is up there with Ken Gorman. I'm not putting Ken Gorman down. I'm just saying that she achieved what Ken Gorman achieved in such a little time that it is unreal. God bless Ken and God bless Jenny. I'm Wayward Bill, and thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
That was awesome. Damn, thank you, Bill.
You're welcome. Cool.
That was... I wish I could explain why that meant so much. I guess because I've known and been an activist with Bill a long time, and clearly he's been doing this for a lot longer than I've been alive, and that means a lot. So yeah. Yeah. Anyways, oh God, speaking of heroes,
what's going on, brother?
How you doing, Bo?
I'm doing.
So we're just going to have to talk to you about some things, but we're going to start you off like everybody else gets to start off. Say your name, how you met Jenny, how long you've known her, something like that, and then we're going to talk about why you're our hero. Sorry, we're going to put you on the spot.
Jenny did a really good job on that always.
Yeah, she did.
My name's Bo Johnson. I make the hash and concentrates for River Rock and help run a lot of programs that we've developed there. I've known Jenny since before I even moved to Denver 2.5 years ago. I think we actually all met whenever I met Dredd and everybody else in chat rooms for John Doe Radio and all that stuff. Probably 3.5 years ago now. And she's one of the people that inspired me to move halfway across the country just to get access to this medicine just for myself. And through that, I was lucky enough to find a position in the industry, and Jenny was one of the integral pieces of what's now become an amazing, amazing movement with what we developed at River Rock, all the things that we're seeing, all the changes. She believed in it before I even did. You and her came into the shop, on your own red cards with your own money and bought medicine that we made before I even believed in it. And you were like, no, this is going to work. And she looked me in the eye like I was stupid, and she was like, no, this is going to happen. You don't even understand what you have here. And she was right.
Yeah. And I remember back when you were making like the CBD tinctures and all these different things, and it's just been like that's been always been your mission, has been trying to develop something that will save people's lives.
Jenny put me on that mission. I came here just to have access for myself to save my own life, with BHO and hash, because I knew that it made that much of a difference for me. She's the one that opened my eyes to CBD. Like we had it, we started playing around with it. We knew that it had some really interesting properties just by us, trying it out and different things on ourselves. But, she's the first person that gave it to a kid with seizures. She's the first person that brought me a cancer patient. Like, she's the one that was like, no, this is going to change everything, and you just don't realize it yet. And now I'm, ripping my hair out trying to figure out a way that I can make I need to make a 55-gallon drum of CBD.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be enough.
No, it'll never, because there's so many people out there that need it. And Jenny used to tell everybody that. We always do. I mean, that's kind of like our thing right now, is once all these stories started coming out, it's like, all right, people are getting healed and things are getting better, and they don't have to take bottles of pills to keep going anymore. And like anytime that anybody's ever in need of something like that, or they're like, I need this, and it's like, you need to talk to Bo. I mean, it's the same sentence. It's, you need to talk to my friend Bo. Like, he's got the answers that will help make everything better. I mean, it sounds dumb to people. They're like, well, how is that possible? It's like, because the doctors clearly don't. They don't know what's going on. They don't know how to help it. Their answer is, here, have more drugs. More drugs.
The reason that I came in here tonight to even talk, especially having the opportunity to talk to Jenny's kids, I told you about it earlier. The last patient that she sent to me, another person that I met in those chat rooms 3 years ago, his little boy was having 30 to 50 seizures a day, trapped in his own body, his body attacking him. And the doctors were to the point where he was getting prepped for surgery probably in the next couple of weeks to remove the left frontal lobe of his brain, a quarter of his brain, just to try to stop the seizures.
Wait, so they were going to try to remove part of his brain?
Yeah, they were going to cut his head open. That's the standard procedure in this country for children that have seizures, is to remove a quarter to half of their brain to try to stop it.
How old is this kid?
5 years old.
Jesus. Wait, so they want to cut...
Yes.
Okay.
That
it's hard to wrap my head around.
Look on any medical site, and that is actually what the leading doctors in this country and on this planet recommend for a child that's going through that. And because of what Jenny put me on 2 years ago, year and a half ago now, with that first CBD tincture that y'all came in and bought, he takes the size of a BB of the CBD oil, the same stuff that I gave you, with breakfast and with dinner. And even the neurosurgeon came in and said he doesn't need to have the surgery. I'll see him back in November.
Wait, so the person said that he didn't have to have his brain cut apart?
Yeah.
Because of CBDs?
Yeah. And just a tiny, tiny amount, the size of a BB twice a day. Imagine what we could do, with an actual substantial amount of this.
Right. That's wow. Okay, so can we
get this on the actual camera?
So,
One man came into the shop today, and it was amazing.
See, that's a happy-looking kid. So I don't know. I mean, maybe somebody's listening out there. Maybe there's a lot of people listening out there that that are going through something that you don't want to be going through and that you don't want your child to be going through. And you don't feel like there's any hope. And, you know, it's a joy to be able to tell people that, hey, you know, try CBDs. You know, it's showing to help people, and there's lots of proof, you know, but it's not government proof and it's not FDA approved. But look at everything that is, you know, government approved and FDA approved. I mean, it's normal for people to go and get chemotherapy if you have cancer. I mean, take that in for a second. It's normal for people to subject them to life-changing amounts of radiation that makes them sick.
It's normal to cut open a child's skull and take out a quarter to a half of his brain just to try to stop seizures.
Aren't we all for the kids? You know, I mean, isn't it always about the kids? I mean, it's always about ourselves, but we always say it's about the kids. Well, when you're cutting out half their brain, you're not giving them any chance. I mean, I know you're thinking, well, we're trying to save their life. Well, cutting out half their brain, you might as well just kill them and hope to start over. I mean, what kind of hope is that? That's a pretty shoddy thing. But if you could give them something that, you know, the mild amounts of THC that's in it, you know, might make somebody euphoric and happy, but what's wrong with that at any level, you know?
Well, and whenever we're talking about 20 milligrams, I mean, we all eat edibles. 20 milligrams of active cannabinoids in an entire day
is pretty small.
To go from 50 seizures to less than 10. You know, he was in a sleep deprivation test for 2 days. They didn't give him any of the CBD stuff because they was prepping him to possibly go into the surgery. For the 2 days he didn't have any CBD, his electrical levels were going crazy because they had him on the scanner the entire time. The last night he was in the hospital, his mom gave him a BB size of the oil, 10 milligrams of active cannabinoids with his dinner. And his levels were completely clear all night. The next morning was whenever the neurosurgeon came in and said, we don't have to have surgery.
Wow. So... is that here in Colorado?
Yeah.
So you know what's sad is, like, we keep touting, like, hey, we legalized it, great, you know, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, we're one of the only safe havens for people to, what the hell was that?
Just chair.
Oh. It's like, did somebody step on a dog or something? But this is one of the only safe havens for people to be able to come and acquire this medicine safely. And it's like, well, wait, don't we live in the United States? I mean, Washington, D.C. is making all the rules, yet they're not in any of the 50 United States. And medical marijuana is legal in Washington, D.C., yet bills coming out of there, they're still saying, well, it's a controlled substance, it's a Schedule I, it has no medical value. Wait, the place is making the law, it's legal.
Well, and the scary part about it for me, like, having legalization in Colorado is an amazing thing because as of January 1st, any parent who has a child that's suffering from this can fly to Colorado with their kid, go into a dispensary, buy CBD, and give it to their child to see if it's going to work for them. You know, that is an amazing opportunity. The problem comes in whenever we look at real national legalization, we're going to be dealing with FDA and other things. I'm in touch with doctors now that don't want to be giving this stuff to patients because there isn't this research and all these studies and all of these years and years of information on it. I have people that are going to die in 3 months without this.
There's no time.
I'm not going to sit there and tell them, hey, I'm 95% sure that this will help. I know 100% that it won't hurt, but I can't give it to you because this doctor says it's not cool yet. You're not going to tell me that I can't do that, you know?
Right, why?
And
why
Jenny was
you?
one of the people that inspired a lot of that in me and in a lot of other people to where, you know, you're not going to tell me that I can't do this whenever I know it's better and I know that I can help people.
Yeah. And that was her big thing. And you know, like, it's neat to hear that she helped inspire you because it's amazing what she's helped inspire. But, you know, on a grand scale, it's far beyond amazing. It's almost impossible. And I've been saying a lot of that lately because I've been seeing things that are, you know, miraculous. I mean, it depends on. You could choose whatever word you want, but, you know, it's weird how many people she's touched. And it's awesome because, I don't know, dude, you're saving people's lives. You know, you're saving families. You know, I mean, you're giving people hope. You know, I mean, I can't sleep very well at night, but I know that I feel like my body's getting better because I've been taking nothing but CBDs in now for, 3 weeks and 4 days, just nonstop. And I mean, stuff still hurts, pretty bad, but I haven't had to take any painkillers. I mean, I took one Percocet when I got home from the hospital, because I was still high on morphine and Dilaudid, and I've had 3 800 milligram ibuprofens, and it's been CBDs. And some days, hurt a little more than others because I could only take small doses, because of how I wanted to take it, which was dabbing it. And it's amazing. I mean, and that's just for me, for my little problems, and huge. You're saving people's children. I mean, like what you're helping find, and what she helped you inspire to do, and and I know she, dude. Fuck, we'll get there. Holy crap, it's weird to
Seriously,
be around.
Look at the people in this room, though. Between myself, you working with Top Shelf, Steven here with Pink House, like, it's not about what I'm doing and the stuff that I'm working on. It's about the fact that all of us kill ourselves and put ourselves through ridiculous amounts of stress and turmoil and everything else because it's not about us anymore. And that's one thing that she did inspire in me is it wasn't about her. It wasn't about any of us, and it still isn't. It never will be. It's going to be about those kids. It's going to be about the cancer patients that, even if you don't save them, they get more time. The fact that, you guys with Top Shelf, you guys touch a lot of people. Pink House touches a lot of people. I get to do the same. We're all just blessed in the opportunity to be able to do that as far as I'm concerned.
I feel beyond blessed, and what most people don't know, and while she was alive, I wasn't allowed to tell anybody because, well, for a multitude of reasons, but, like she was at home learning how to do things. And we were going to surprise everybody one day when it's like, here, dab that. Jenny made it. You'd be like, no fucking way. Like it was just going to be that secret thing that was just going to come out. And so, we had stuff to do it at home and, safety first. We're not stupid. But that's why you got to be professional to know how to do this stuff at some point. But we're going to surprise people, and she was just going to... I mean, she was already one of us, but, it's like...
She was the one of us.
Like, yeah.
She was the best one of us. She did what we all kill ourselves to do, and she had more of it in the tip of her little finger than I have in my entire body, Yeah. I work hard to even... have a glimpse of just the love that she had,
Yeah, but how all that ties together, the 6 degrees, the 1 degree, the whatever, the fact that, that you save so many people and that you provide something that allows people to save each other. There we go. That's a way to put it. I mean, I don't know. Like, without sounding like it's being over-glorified, I mean, really, I guess we all do. Because, you focus highly on CBDs and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's amazing how much it helps. All of this helps. That's why she was so involved in it. And really, at this moment, this is kind of nice. Yeah. With like, thinking of how many people that we don't even know. I mean, people come in and buy the things that we spend, hours upon hours upon hours and days and weeks and months and whatever, killing ourselves over making. We never know. Like this whole experience just with Jenny passing and hearing all these stories and just everything that I've experienced the last 3 weeks and 4 days has been utterly amazing. Utterly amazing. And holy shit. It's overwhelming. And to be able to be a part of it is a nice experience in and of itself, And so get to hear how everybody met her and what she inspired in them is a gift. I mean, it's like, why can't we do this while we're alive? You know, what the hell's wrong with us? You know, as people. I mean, is this really what we've evolved into? You know, that it takes something like this for us to really
sit back and think about it.
Yeah, put it all together and appreciate the people that have helped us while they're still alive. But, you know, it is what it is, and we're learning. And there's no way she would have ever known that this is how it would be. You know, no way.
Well, and that's why it's our responsibility now. I mean, you've seen, I'm not going to get into it, but you've seen the month that I've had since then. You know, it hasn't exactly been an easy road, but, you know, we have a responsibility to those people that we lose. We have, you know, there's a lot that they instill in us, and, you know, we've talked on quite a few times about this over the last couple of weeks. Is if you don't do right by that, if you don't actually hold on to that light that they gave you, if you let that darkness in too much, you can't give that light to somebody else and show the world what they were to you. And it sucks that we only do it for each other in death, but I mean, that's whenever we have the most responsibility to each other. You know.
And it
Sorry, I'm high.
No, it's, you know, goddamn.
I've been thinking about her a lot.
Amazingness is amazingness, and I almost feel bad for all the people that haven't met her.
Yeah.
Because goddamn it, you admit you missed out, but you're not.
You're lucky to know her.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she used to tell me the story all the time about how she packed up her kids, stuffed them in the Suburban, packed up what she could fit in there. I mean, not stuffed her kids in the Suburban. She put her kids in the Suburban, stuffed her clothes in there. God, you know, I'll get it right sooner or later. And then drove in a blizzard to get out of the situation that she was in, and came here, and I remember talking to her on Facebook a lot before that, and again, just to know how she's affected everybody is just wow. You know, one person. Imagine what we would all be like if she never came here, if she was never in our lives. What direction we'd be going. I mean, it's always possible we still would end up at the same point. Maybe proof is in the pudding that that's where we are now, so it must be meant to be. But I don't know.
I refuse to believe that. She was a much bigger impact on my life than most people that I've ever known. So I definitely don't think that I'd be in the position, or, to be honest, handling everything as well as I've been able to if it wasn't for her. Because every time that I really start to lose my shit, I just sit back and think, you know, Jenny would just slap me and call me a little bitch right now.
Yeah, so rule number 2, don't be a pussy.
Yeah. She just called me a little bitch, and that's why, like, I have been able to get through a lot of it, is just because, you know, why be sad? You know, like I said, let's do right by what she gave us.
Yeah.
And to her kids, you all have a family here in Denver. If you ever need anything, all you have to do is come to any one of us, and you're going to be taken care of.
Watch out on your birthdays and Christmas, though. Wait till we get all these dates sorted out and figured out. Christmas is the only one we all got figured out, but...
Well, Jenny was family. I'm from New Orleans, and family stays close, so...
Yeah. So, Bo, thank you so much. You know, this is so awesome to be able to share this with all of everybody, and damn, you know, like, any of these situations, we would always turn to you for, like, hey, dude, you know, we got somebody else that needs help. Oh, we got somebody else. And you're always like, all right, no worries. Get it taken care of.
And now I'm, like, losing my mind because I'm out of everything.
But see, that's the thing. And, you know, we'll all get it here sooner or later. You know, I mean, I got to grow the right things, you know. And CBDs, people are like, well, if CBDs don't get you high, why do you want them? Because I don't want my fucking pain.
That's right.
You take that shit, shove it up your ass, it hurts. And if I have CBDs, I don't have as much pain. I don't have to take fucking painkillers. Dana, it's so awesome that you're in here. And Anna, God, I look around and it's just love everywhere.
I brought porn.
Awesome. This was an old porn studio. We will get to that. I can't wait. So, all right, Fool, on a finishing note, if there's anything that you would want to say to Jenny, what would it be? Like right now with just... You know,
I fucking miss you, dude. last time I was here is the only time I've ever been in this studio. I stood out front for about 15 minutes, locked out, and she came skipping to the door smiling. Like, I lost it whenever I walked in here and saw you and just started talking. Just miss you. That's all I got.
Fucking A, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for coming down, and thank you for sharing. You know, this is treasure right here. You know, so technology can be good for something, damn it.
It got me here in the first place, so you know, I'm honored just to be in this seat. Let Steve and everybody else jump in here. I'm gonna go ahead and jump out.
Right on.
You need anything, man, you let me know.
All right. Well, I definitely need to talk to you. Got more people that are in need of miracles. And
well, we're growing it as fast as we can.
Right? Well, thank you again. All right, sir. Would you tell us who you are and how you know Jenny?
I'm Stephen Lewis. I know Jenny simply just... I moved here and I met her at Marijuana Radio, and we've been friends ever since. I don't know. I think I met her and you probably the first time it was at Marijuana Radio. It was probably the same night.
Probably. That used to be the spot to go when you wanted to show off or just, you know, hang with the inner circle, and it's like, all right, this is the extravagance that I brought.
Yeah.
It was never people brought their shitty shit.
No.
You know, it's like, here, this is the finest that I have. Enjoy.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we used to call those connoisseur parties. Let's go connoisseuring, Jenny. Want to go to Marijuana Radio? Sure. So, I know that she used to hit me up. She's like, hey, have you seen Steven's new picture? And it's like, not yet. You know, because she always knew all the people that had the coolest shit, everything that was going on. It was like, okay, this marble guy, this hash maker, this, and this. Check this stuff out. It's like, all right, hold on. And I have to go and look at it all. And, you know, it's like, I mean, since we were just talking about hash, it's like, well, we might as well comment on how you always made the most amazing ISO. And it's like, how is that even possible? I remember taking a huge old dab one day, and holy crap, it was just smooth. It was all flavor. And it's, you know, it probably took you fucking weeks to make a small little bit of it, because nobody does it because it takes too damn long.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. That's why, I've only made like 2 batches of it in the last couple of months. I'm trying to get back onto it. It's just, there's so many steps into it. It's like, God, it's a pain in the ass. It's a real pain in the ass to achieve the clarity and the shatter and stuff that I go through to get to that point. It's a pain in the ass.
I bet.
Yeah, it sucks.
I bet, but that's why she's always like, look at these pictures. Look at that. It's alien headband to ISO.
Yeah.
It's like, well, let's go and try to smoke some. And she's like, I probably can. I'm like, well, that's because you're fucking Jenny Fucking Kush, and that's how that works. Yeah. So I always tried to tag along a long time ago, and it's like, hey, man, I just want to smell it. Like, Jenny's a girl, and she's awesome. I know she's going to win, but just let me smell it.
Hell yeah.
Because I know that it's just that coveted little bit, and all the nights at Hood Lab, and...
Well, I'll make up a batch and make sure you get some.
Oh, well, even just a dab, you know? Like, fucking probation. It's amazing how that's just... It doesn't really do much good.
No, it
you know, it's just a hindrance and a way to empty your wallet, you know? I mean, like, really? A personal crime against yourself? How am I doing time with the state on something I did for myself? Or whatever, you know, but whatever.
Yeah.
I know that when she got on, a lot of things changed, and it was awesome that she kept going, even though she couldn't consume it anymore, couldn't take it, you know, couldn't ingest it, couldn't whatever. She was still, I mean, she was in a lot more, you know, I don't want to say physical pain, because that's going to make it sound like, you know, but I mean, she was hurting a lot. You know, and she always was, and that's where, you know, she started taking the CBDs and all these different things, and she started just getting better and better and better and better, and it's like, all right, then fucking probation happened. But
yeah, that's bullshit.
But you know, these things happen, and life is what it is, and maybe that's, you know, I don't know. You know, you develop a bunch of weird, a lot of phobias after you get into a head-on collision. But, oh, yep, see, there I thought about it. You got to talk for a minute.
Well, one thing that's happened that's really, I mean, that's inspired me from the last month is I've totally quit drinking. You know, I mean, I've been drunk for the last 10 years, and so I've totally been sober now for 3 weeks and 4 days now. And I don't know, it really inspired me a lot. Like, I don't know, you know, I suck at talking. I suck at trying to think of what to say, but, you know, when I heard she was gone, I totally gave it up. I gave it up. I've been eating a ton of black oil for the last month, trying to keep my mind off of it, you know, and that's seemed to help. But I don't know, it sucks. Sucks she's gone, man. I mean, she was a great human being, and if you didn't know her, you were missing out. I mean, I don't know, she was a beautiful human being.
Yeah, that she was. You know, like I can't stop thinking about the times we'd go to Hood Lab, and there's always, you know, like our core group of, I mean, and it's a distant core group sometimes, you know, but it always is what it is, you know, and like we'd show up and Jenny would be all the same with the same people. She's like, all right, I'll be back in, you know, half an hour. I got to go and make my rounds and say hi. And I just watch her be a little social butterfly, you know. I don't always talk as much, but, you know, she was who she was and whatever. And it was always awesome just to watch her. And it was like, okay, you know, little group talking. She'd go over and it would just literally light up, you know, all the time. And I don't know how the hell she did that shit. I mean, I've been attracted to that my whole life, and not like not in that way. Well, that way too, I guess. But, you know, as a lot of us are, it's kind of like a moth to the flame, you know, people that walk in and just do that. And, you know, I remember seeing her go over to you. Like, I remember when the Hood Lab was on Santa Fe, and when you walked into the back, there was that round bar. And I remember there was a time that you were standing at the bar, and you didn't look like you were in a very good mood. And I remember
as usual.
Yeah. and she came over and surprised you and hugged you, and it was like, I don't know, we keep talking about hugs and all that, but damn it, people, if you know her, you know. So it's all good.
She'd brighten her day anytime you seen her.
And it was cool just to watch her. It's like she'd go around just light shit, and just like, all right, I'm gonna walk to the next group and light them on fire, and it's like, wow, you know. And I remember just thinking that, and it's like, sweet, I get to go home with that tonight.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, life is good. But I always think of that shit, you know, like being at the Hood Lab when she would just do that and go just from each little group to each little group and just light them up.
Yeah.
And she would do that to you, and it's like, yeah, see, somebody get them to smile, damn it. And that's a gift.
Yeah. Yeah, she was awesome, and she's gonna be missed.
So if there's anything that you could say to her kids that she inspired you to do, or that she changed about you, like that made you different for knowing her, what would it be?
She would just make me, every time I think about her, she'd just make me realize that life is a lot better than it is in my eyes. And she just an awesome human being that made me smile every time I seen her.
See, and eventually I hope that her kids, that all of us, grow to realize that sometimes that's just worth more than about anything.
Yeah.
You know, so right on.
Cool.
Well, thank you very much, Stephen. Thank you for sharing. Who would like to be next, please? Come on down. You're the next contestant on Talk and Try Not to Cry. But we have Kleenex for crying. Thanks again, Stephen. to sneak out and get some water. I will be right back.
So who would like to introduce himself first? So I think it's Think Green. You could take this, yeah. You don't, yeah, you don't have, you have to have.
For your ears.
Yeah.
They're designated for your ears.
I was going to put them elsewhere.
Well, you can.
I'm Dana.
Hi, Dana.
Hi. And I met Jenny through fire, through the Burning Man community. Rev did fire. And I worked in the conclave, where not worked, but part of the conclave. And that's how we met. And then when I started going to MMJ parties and different cannabis events, Jenny was always there. And so we would hang out at Apogea, and that's the local Burning Man thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, make little porn magnets. And
Yeah, I
they're
see
always-
that. That's pretty interesting.
So,
Porn magnets.
Yeah. Yeah, they're dirty.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
little one, yeah.
You probably don't want to show those on the internet for kids.
Probably
They don't need to see that yet.
There are real kitty magnets in there, though. So
Oh.
when you're looking through there, you'll go, oh, and then go, oh, because it's a kitty. It's a real kitty, along with all the dirty stuff. But no, I give them out at Burning Man, so I had leftovers, and I'm like, I need to bring them here because
Awesome.
Rev will need some, and
You can hand them out to everybody that's around here. Pretty sure they'd be happy about that.
yeah, stick them on metal stuff.
Yeah. I'd take one.
You can, yeah. So, but yeah, I was coming out of Burning Man when I was told about Jenny, and it was kind of like a surreal moment because you're leaving this surreal place, and then you get told, somebody passed away, and you're just like, what? I'm in a place where there is no death, there's no crime, everybody's fun and happy, and it's where Jenny should have been, but because of probation again, couldn't leave the state, and that, it's every time it was like, she should have been there, she should have been there. And now, we should get Rev to go.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he'll be there next year. I don't think he will not miss that for anything.
No.
Any good stories you'd like to share about Jenny?
Gosh, I have a lot. We actually did lamplighting together for Apogea, and so we would go around and light lamps, light pathways, and we made a point, Rev and Jenny and I, to do Apogea lamplighting together every year, because I just made a mockery of it, and Jenny would just laugh and just go, that's so funny, you're so funny, you're just so funny, I can't believe you do that. And it was just fun to get her into that community. And that's okay. We were talking about lamplighting.
Oh, sweet. I wanted to be here for that because I was there for that.
You were there. It's the fun parts.
Lamplighter, the opening night of every Apogea now for the last 4 years.
Yes, we've done lamplighting.
And Jenny's done it with me since her first year, 3
Yes.
years ago.
That's
She
what-
probably already said.
I have 4 bags.
Probably missed it already.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's lamplighted every year that she's been there. She's like, "What are you volunteering for?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, lamplighter, greeter."
Greeting this year, we did greeting, and I have to say that was the most funnest hugs ever.
Yep.
Because we would just grab everybody and just do group hugs with them, and that was Jenny's idea to do the huge group hugs because she was always about the hugs.
She was a hugger.
She was a hugger, and we did greeting at Wednesday at 3. Was it?
Was it noon?
It was noon.
It was noon. Yeah, because we
That's
had that
right.
opening shift. Well, because Bug had the volunteer shift database open for at some point, and I just kept hitting refresh, and I'd find the page and I go hit refresh, and it was open. So I was like, fuck it, I registered.
That's right.
And I snuck in, and I got to register for like 3 or 4 shifts like right away. And he hit me up an email a little bit later, and he's like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I think I just snuck in. And he's like, well, congratulations, because I had it open for like 10 minutes. I don't even know how you did that. You must be stalking us. Like, dude, it was just one of those cool coincidences. He's like, well, I'm going to leave you on the shifts because we need to fill some shifts.
When I saw you and Jenny up on the database, I was like, I made her a profile and signed her up for that shift. I was like, we are greeting with Jenny and Jeremy Wednesday at noon. And it was like I was so stressed out about getting there on time. Like, I've never been so stressed about getting to Apo on time. Like, this year, like, we like camped in the worst spot possible.
They were like, hey Dana, get the quiet area. Get a quiet area. Open camping, get a quiet area. Where does Dana pick? The loudest part between Panalopolis and Space Camp.
Oh, that's just dumb. Like, you don't want to camp on that side of the road ever. I mean, fuck, Pirate Camp is up all night. You can get beef cooked for you at 3 in the morning.
We were right next to D Camp.
We were in between Space Camp and D Camp.
You have to know that's going to be allowed.
Well, we thought that they were gonna put all the main sound stages together in that little valley.
That's what I do though. Like,
So
here, pick the quiet area. No, fuck off. I'm gonna pick the most dirt.
We were like stressed out about getting to our volunteer shift. And, like, we had just enough time to like throw our stuff down, find like our costumes.
We saw Mickey, redhead Mickey from Fire, and she was like, oh yeah, you guys can camp behind us. So we just put like our stuff out in a circle. And we had at that point 12 people that were going to camp with us and whittled it down to 8. So it was okay. Like, we got rid of the week and used earplugs for the first year.
Fuck, I totally should have, because it was hard to sleep. It was hard to sleep for many reasons. But that's a story I'll tell later.
Our friend Ashley was like, I knew exactly where to find you guys. I just made a little triangle. I go from your camp to fuck off camp, or up to Convergence, and then back to your camp. So you were either at your camp or fuck off.
That's where
basically
we were.
all weekend. It was like, yeah,
that's pretty much where we were at. Yeah.
It was awesome to be camp fuck off this year.
Yeah.
You know,
the Jesus sticker.
That was my favorite. Kano did such an amazing job on that one. I saw that Buddy Christ sticker and it said fuck off. And it's like, dude, that is perfect. That is perfect. Jenny saw it and just came unglued. She's like, that is so funny.
It was hilarious.
It was the greatest. So it was such a joyful thing to celebrate. Our fire table started with Jenny. She posted a picture of these blue fire rocks. And I was like, dude, we should fucking build a table for Apo. And Kano's like, all right. And then, like, 2 days later, came back with a 3D mock-up of several different designs. And it's like, fuck, dude. Jenny, you dream it. Somebody's going to create it.
They'll make it.
And, like...
Flaming blue rocks.
And it turned into something unbelievable. I mean, even I helped build it. And I left and came back into the tent. And it's like, wow, where the hell is this? Oh, wait, this is ours. Like, who does that shit? You know? Well, Jenny does.
The sheer ridiculousness of it, like the opulence in the middle of the mountains, like, it was just so hilarious. Like, we're gonna build this giant, awesome tile, blue marble, flame, and coffee table, and then take out in the middle of the woods.
And we had carpet
and couches.
The
couches were awesome.
And we had big middle finger flags.
Didn't Jenny find my friend's tail that she had lost?
I think so.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That sounds super familiar because
she was all like, I found this tail, and my friend was all like, that is my tail. And she's like, yeah, I just found it. It was just like, yes. It was a rainbow tail, so of course Jenny would have picked it up.
Oh, yeah.
At Burning Man, I found some cool moop, and I have it in the car. It's a cape.
Nice.
And when I see it, I think of Jenny going, that's fucking awesome. That's a cape. Because it is really awesome. And it was matter out of places moop in the burning community. So anything that's litter shouldn't be there. Cool stuff that people drop. So
yeah.
And that's the cape.
That's awesome.
Did you find a cape?
Right? Some people moop some pretty sweet shit.
Yeah.
You know, like moop your weed jars more often. Stoners, come on. Because some people want to pick that up.
Yeah,
Like, oh, sweet.
Those don't lay around very long. That's
No.
No, but that's the difference is that most stoners are like, hey, yo, who's got a jar with a pot leaf and it looks like a car over here?
Shit, that's mine.
Or something. Yeah, and someone's like,
hey,
oh,
I
that's,
pick
that's
them
my
up at
stick.
Red Rocks and at Fillmore all the time. I don't know what you're
That's
talking about.
entirely different, though. It's different when you go to like a burner event because somebody will try to figure out whose it is. But you find that shit at Red Rocks, fuck, that's your own dumbass fault, person. You know, like good luck. So that's finders keepers.
Yeah, I don't know, unless you're a Apo with the clothes in the bushes. Because there's no lost and found, so you just put clothes in bushes.
Well, our lost and found at Camp Fuck Off was that we ended up making a table and put it out front and just started stacking things on it because people would come to our tent,
And
they would
try
hide
to-
there, and, you know, random things would happen, and you know, people leave. I mean, I set things down at places and I forget them, and that's just how it works.
I found a pipe at Burning Man. I tried to give it away. It was in our camp, and I was like,
See, and that
nobody would take it. Well, a lot. People wanted it, but I was like, it's not yours.
do either of
I
you,
was cleaning.
Do either of you two know who the turtle sculpture belonged to at Apo?
No.
The one that was up on the back road, you know, past the temple, you know,
Yeah.
all the way
Yeah.
kind of up the hill. There was that little temple or that little turtle thing that was kind of like a bird bath, but it had a turtle holding it all up. Like me and Jenny spent a lot of time there because you could see the whole Apo kind of, well, at least the whole, when you're in the mountains, who knows which side of it you're on, but the opposite side of D Camp, you know, you could see
Yeah.
that whole area.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just huge and pretty, and it was just a neat place to hang out.
The valley.
I missed that
place.
entirely.
Oh, dude, that was where we spent most of our time was on that side this year, oddly enough.
I remember hearing about the person making it, but I can't remember because it was before Apo.
Well, we ended up leaving some gifts there.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to figure out, you know, if they ever got it or how that ever worked out. And so now I want to know because both me and her wanted to know. And since
Now you're like,
now it's
I
like,
need
now I
to
have to know. Like, whose was it? Because thank you for making it. And it was sitting in the most perfect spot where there was like a rock that you could lean on. And, well, where a couple people could lean on and just watch and just sit there. And it was just like standing and meditating.
Was it up by the labyrinth?
No, because that was up the mountain
Yeah, that
past
was up
that weird tree. I
Okay.
forget what it was called, but yeah, past the burn. Because what was that? That was up by a hidden hideaway.
Yeah.
So no, this was totally opposite. Like if you were at Camp Fuck Off and you walked out of our camp and took a right and got to the top of the road where Wardrobe Malfunction is, and you know how the road kind of tees there, and you go left, and that takes you back to center camp.
By Sasha's yacht?
Yes.
By the yacht.
Yes, by the yacht. So okay, so it's already weird that we brought out this amazing fire table and the carports and carpet and fucking tents and couches and weird shit. And we thought, like, all right, we're unique.
Yeah.
And the motherfuckers show up. There's no water.
There's no water.
And this dude shows up with this huge yacht.
A sailboat.
That's our
sailboat
friend,
thing.
That's our friend
and that was
Sasha
where they
Brian.
camped. And
Yeah,
that was fucking awesome.
That was our friend Sasha and Brian.
like
and
that,
their
that
daughter.
had to be a
Yeah.
lot of effort to bring that tall ass boat through them fucked up trees.
She said, she's like, I'm gonna bring the boat. And I was all like, when she came out, she's like, who else would bring a boat to Apo in the middle of the mountains? I'm like, Sasha and now everybody else, because they're like, we're gonna bring boats. You know, I guess there is a regional that's set by a lake, and you do bring boats, and you go out into the lake and you swim, and you can like raft on tubes.
Nice.
Like, yeah.
Okay, well, see, that makes sense. But Apo, it was so weird.
Yeah.
But like we brought the fire table because if you haven't been camping in Colorado in the first week or two of June, it might
cold.
still be winter.
Yeah.
I mean, Tuesday night we were there and it snowed.
Yeah, it snowed.
And
Transformist in North Carolina is the one you're thinking of.
Transformist in North Carolina is the
Yes.
one for boats, is the
Yeah.
regional. Okay, nice.
Crazy.
So, well, what's your, and this might be a screwed up question because I'm going to try to start asking people different questions. Like if you had to pick one, and I know that that's stupid, but like what's your current, there's a good way to ask it. What's your current favorite memory of you and Jenny?
I know this one.
Okay, well, and you answer it first. Then.
Yeah.
Have you introduced yourself?
It's Dakota.
I'm Dakota.
And-
I'm Dana's husband, and Dana and I know Rav and Jenny through Burning Man and Fire Conclave.
The burner community.
We met at.
Well, we kind of heard about them first.
Will introduced us at the
at the Magic Mountain.
We had heard about your infamous hard candies for a while.
You and Jenny. Yeah.
And then we met at the Magic Mountain or the Magic Mansion up in Boulder.
That fire jam that when we got back, it was our post Burning Man fire jam, and you guys came.
That seems familiar, and I want to say that at some point somebody got hurt on the trampoline.
That doesn't sound impossible.
Not there.
So we were we got tickets for High Times, and I was like, we have to go to High Times, and like as soon as tickets came out, I bought tickets for Dana and I. And
the Cannabis Cup.
Yeah.
The
This
first
year,
one.
last year?
Yeah, the first one.
And we'd been there for probably, I don't know.
Last year, I think, was the second one.
2.5 hours. Yeah, we'd been there for maybe 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours. And we were both super baked.
We had been taking dabs.
And we came around the corner, and there was you and Jenny. And she had the biggest smile on her face, and she, like, I think it was like right around the time she was having problems with probation, and like I was like so amazed at like her dedication. Like there's lots of people who are dedicated to something, but as soon as they can't like take part in it, like they just dip out. They're just like, whatever, I can't be around it. Like I can't be around it and have the self-control to not partake. And she was standing in the consumption area, like with you, like completely sober, just laughing her ass off at how stoned people were. Because there were some, like, I mean, I knew I was really stoned. And then, like, you'd be like, damn, that dude's really stoned too. And then you'd see somebody else and you'd be like, that dude is blazed. And there's Jenny just laughing at everybody. And, still part of the community, still part of, still taking action. And not being able to, partake at all. And that really, like, made me admire her a lot.
Well, then this probably will be a messed up addition to that story. That was Saturday, and at, God, I wish I could remember what time, probably 2 or 3 in the morning, she woke me up Saturday night, Sunday morning, however you want to look at it, and she's like, we have to go to the hospital. And it's like, fuck, why? I'm sleeping, why? And she's like, my kidneys, like, I think I have a kidney stone. And so we went to the hospital, and we sat out in the waiting room for probably an hour in the middle of the night. And we found out later that it was because they thought that we came from the Fish concert or no, Widespread Panic or something. So they thought that she was like another girl that was in there tripping balls. And it's like, no, she has a fucking kidney stone, doctor. Get her the fuck back there and treat her. And so we spent all day, all morning and, early into the afternoon. And I'm falling asleep and getting mad because it's like, damn it, this is stupid. If you would have been able to smoke weed yesterday, you probably wouldn't be hurting today. Especially since we were at the fucking Cannabis Cup where there's like unlimited amounts of medicine. And all kinds of different things to try. And what's more aggravating is that when I took her home, she's like, okay, I'm going to go home and go to sleep. You go back because, you're competing. And so, I went back to there without her, which, sucks. But we won the Cannabis Cup that year. Top Shelf Extracts, me and Dan and Ryan for 707 headband. And, she couldn't be there to see it, but it was like she was still there. Well, of course, my buddy Chris came up and had his phone there and did the whole, you just won the Cannabis Cup. What are you going to do now? And I was like, I'm going to go home and fuck my girlfriend. And, sorry, kids, that you had to hear that. But she had kidney stones. That really didn't happen. So it was just one of those things that she saw the video and just cried and hugged the hell out of me. And it was so awesome. And, it's like one of those times where, damn it, if she could have just dabbed her, little heart out that afternoon, we probably wouldn't have been in the hospital the next day. I mean, it's possible we still would have, but not likely. Not likely. It's amazing. You ask how many stoners, how often they're in the hospital, and I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but not too terribly often. It seems that way. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Stones and it didn't have any effect, like smoking weed or not smoking weed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that it could have at least brought some pain relief. But maybe
sure.
you weren't dabbing heavy CBDs.
Definitely not.
No.
I mean, who knows? That's the joy is, like, the government won't fund the experiments, which why should they? Who gives a shit, I mean, it's a plant. We'll try it on ourselves. And that's what we did. And, CBDs generally are any medicine that's high in CBDs is generally going to be low in THC. So, days Jenny was desperate, she still dabbed, some Tora Bora or something because that was her favorite CBD strain because it doesn't, you dab it and you're like, all right, sweet. Oh, wow, I feel better. All right, cool. Anyways, and you go about your business because you're not really that high. You're just feeling better. So I don't know. But, so who knows? But I thought I'd throw that out there because, you mentioned how she had to stay sober and it's like, well, fuck, let's tell about how she had to go to the hospital the next day. So.
Because she had to stay sober.
It's possible. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, maybe, because we have natural cannabinoid receptors, maybe, certain things are dealt with and taken care of. And with you being in a happy place, I mean, God forbid the side effect of marijuana is happiness and euphoria, like we covered earlier. But contrary to popular belief, ladies and gentlemen, happiness is good for you. So, yeah.
Smile a day's good.
Right. So ask your doctor if happiness is right for you and see what you can do about it. The side effects of cannabis may be happiness and hungriness and sleepiness. Oh, no.
Things your body needs. Shoot.
I know. Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
But whatever. Maybe we helped save people from going to jail. Maybe who knows? That's all the joys of the maybes is like, who knows whatever. What's your favorite memory of Jenny?
Probably one of the last the last time I saw her was at the Dabs at Denver. And we were hanging out and she was bumping around to like her little groups like she always did and just having a great time. And she came back and she was all like, oh no, I lost something. And I was like, that something? And she goes, thank you. How do you know those things? I was like, I don't know. It's just, I can find things. I have a weird ability to find things. So, like, she's like, thank you. And she's like, open your mouth. And I was like, for what? She goes, just open up your mouth. And, like, stuck a little gummy in my mouth and just hopped off to the next person. And it was just, that's how Jenny is. It just was like, open up your mouth. Just open it up. Just open. Like, just take this, what I'm going to feed you. And that's, like, my other favorite thing is, like, just her baking abilities, her candy making. Like, that's my other favorite thing. Like, I was in awe as a baker about the way she was able to, like, make homemade Snickers and homemade Kit Kats. I was like, shut up. Like, that's amazing.
That Kit Kat bar is my favorite. She called them the Kush Cats.
Yeah.
And
The
like,
Twix.
Yeah. She had skills.
And just, I also thought it was funny how it's like she was experimenting on people when she would tell me about like the high dose like bread she would make and she's all like, I would just give it to people.
The famous small mini loaf,
yes.
the 2,000 milligram little tiny loaf of banana
and
bread.
She's like, I think I just made it just so I could see how everybody else was reacting to it.
Well, the first couple loaves they tasted, it was like NyQuil,
Yeah.
It's like, it tastes like medicine, it's gross, but that's good because it allows you to control it.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, I only need to eat a little bit, it's good, it's strong, okay, that's enough. And then you're medicated. And then she figured out to add a secret ingredient, which I'm not entirely, I think I know what it is, but...
Yeah.
And then she's like, here, try this one. And I ate a big old bite, and it tasted like banana bread. And I'm like, okay, so did you not medicate it? She's like, oh, no.
Oh, no.
It's got 2 grams in that. And it's like, how much did I just eat then? She's like, probably a quarter gram.
Like,
and it's like that little bite. I'm like, okay, break it down. Okay, half. Okay, half again. Half. Holy shit. I couldn't even taste it.
That's crazy.
And so, you know, I ended up eating a little more because
you can't taste it. You don't
can't,
know.
and that is kind of an issue. Where it's like, okay, just don't make them so strong next time. So she stopped because she realized that she could make something that would knock you down a peg or 5. I mean, if you were having a headache, eat a small little nibble, and
you're good.
Half an hour and you're great. You know, I mean, but of course, who can eat just a little nibble? It's like, all right, break off a fingernail-sized piece. Like, okay,
that's all you can eat. Yeah,
and that's it. Cut it off. So, you know. Thankfully, she started making not Superman banana breads. But my buddy Phil, wow. Like, he was somebody that could, like, he would always, like, gauge how much. He's like, okay, I've got this much and this much and this much, and I want to see what it does. And he would always do that. And Jenny's like, all right, here you go. Have this one. And I wish I could remember how much of it he ended up eating because it tastes too good. But, you know, he was like, I'm pretty sure that he ate at least half of it. And it's like, that's a lot. Good luck. And I wish I could remember how it turned out. But wow, that was like, it's nice when people are like, don't worry, I've got it under control. I'll tell you. I gauge and I measure and I try to figure it out and study it. And it's like, awesome. So every day I'd get new information.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, I just wish I could remember the exact specs for this particular story because that's a lot. I mean, I remember when we were making Phoenix Tears years ago and I would just have little pinky bits. And after eating 3 of those in an hour,
you're like,
I was, you know, mildly hallucinating. And it's like, all right, possibly that was too much.
You
know,
I
and so
took too much.
You got to learn, and once you learn, then it's all good. So
I'm busting in.
All right. Well, if you guys could say one thing to Jenny's kids, what would you say about what she inspired you to do? Oh, hang out. Hold on.
Just smile and give everybody hugs, because it's just the best thing. Like, just look at the silver lining and everything. Unicorns may cry and be unhappy, but they're still pretty and shiny, and they make everybody else feel pretty and shiny. So that's the thing.
Right.
Yeah, just don't forget to smile and hug.
Amen to that.
Hugs. Yeah.
Anything to add to that?
I've actually been thinking about this all day, and you guys made it to Apo, but you guys didn't make it to Burning Man. But like the 10th principle of Burning Man is immediacy, and it's kind of affected me. Like, since we've gotten back, I'm kind of an introvert. Like, I'd much rather be at home, like playing video games, hanging out with Dana, you know, just maybe a couple people over.
Tell me in January, I know.
Yeah, that's how we were.
You know, like, lately it's been, you know, like, if somebody wants me to hang out, you know, like, I try my hardest to break out of that and go see that person. You know, because you don't know, I was supposed to, like, coming here and saying this is actually, like, kind of bittersweet. I was supposed to come and do the show, and
we were supposed
talk
to do
to
the
Jenny
show with
and,
her.
you know, talk about,
oh yeah,
you know, talk about my parents and growing up with, you know, their, you know, that sort of sexual upbringing, like, just the, you know, being part of an open relationship as a child. We were supposed to come in and talk about that. It never happened. You know, it was supposed to happen a couple of times, and then it got put off, and then Jenny couldn't do it, and then, you know,
it was 420.
It kind of got pushed by the wayside, and it never got to do it. And so being here, you know, the only thing I have to say is, you know, make sure that you tell the people in your life that you love them, and don't wait. You know, like bury the hatchet. If you have a friend who you want to get in touch with, who, you know, like maybe you guys had a fight or something, like don't wait. You know, at least try. You know, reach your hand out, and so you can say you made the effort. You know, you tried to be with that person, and life's too short to hold petty grudges. Tell the people around you that you love them, and take advantage of the time you have.
And you know, if you want to go to Burning Man next year, there's a seat in the van.
Oh, there's
always.
Not. It's.
You're
not,
going.
It's not an issue.
You're.
Yeah, like I need a.
I'm sure he doesn't need us.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna go.
Okay. Well, there's a seat in Big Rhonda.
Well, that's my first place to sit so far. So that's a huge consideration because I'm going. I'm not.
It's like a couch.
Like I'm going, and I'm bringing Jenny with, and
yes,
you know, a lot of us will. So
of course, because she's everywhere. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Well, thank you guys for coming in and sharing. I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, goddamn. Like, this is nice. I wish we would do this kind of stuff more often. Like, when...
Yeah.
As long as, you know, damn it. Love you guys.
Me too, and I have porn too.
I have a feeling that we're going to have to do a second show, because there's no way. Like, my original game plan totally didn't work out as far as gauging time. Like, you know, not a chance. So... Sweet, thank you. I will add them here.
So there's a cat in it.
So, yeah, there's definitely gonna have to be a second show, maybe in a week or two, to give people a chance to plan for it some more, because I don't think we're gonna be able to get to everybody, as I see that time is getting late, and you know, you just can't cut people off. It's too much. This is too great and too healthy for people. You know,
awesome.
So that's what Dana does. Well, she does lots of awesome things, but she makes awesome magnets. People are awesome, you know. Me and Jenny, we surround ourselves by people that, you know, most of our group of friends, you know, don't have normal jobs. They're not normal people. We hang around with people that are like do-it-yourselfers, or people that are go-getters, are people that are trying.
It took me a while to see through the scuzz on the one.
Right. So
I've been hearing everybody say all of this stuff, and you're like, at the end of everybody's story, you're like, say something, one thing that reminds you of Jenny. So everybody's been saying all this really neat stuff about Jenny, but like the one thing that always comes to mind whenever I think about Jenny, and this goes for everybody.
Who are you?
If your stomach is ever hurting.
Tell people who you are.
Okay, well, I'm Caliber Glassworks, Josh Tillman, so, yeah, hi. So if your stomach's ever hurting, before you do anything drastic, just think to yourself, maybe you have to poop.
Dude, amen. That was exactly what I used to say that to Jenny, and she was like, dude, I have to poop. And then she started saying it, and I was like, oh, that is awesome.
I think 2 or 3 times, maybe 3 times, and I think that has come up on every show that I've been on. No matter what, regardless, it always comes around to maybe you have to poop.
Because it's just funny. I mean, you could be in the most serious, like, having a most messed up moment, and you may not laugh super loud or super hard, but if someone's like, yo, man, you gotta poop? I mean, what's wrong? Is everything okay? I mean,
you're okay. You look like you're...
But just that word poop takes away all seriousness from any shitty situation.
It really does.
Because shitty just sounds bad, but you say poopy and it's like, all right, now you sound like a 4-year-old.
And you know what? Like, really, and that works in almost any situation. Like, when somebody's really having a hard time with something, you're just like, maybe you gotta poop. And it makes them laugh, and it breaks up the whole thing, and it just ends whatever bad situation was going on almost instantly. But yeah, I met Jenny and Swagger through Lester and Sean, and I know that like the first couple of times when she came around, and everybody said that the same thing. Like the first time that I ever met her, she was like, "Hi, I'm Jenny," and she came up and gave me this huge fucking hug, and I was really like taken back a little bit because I'd never met this chick before, and she just reached up and hugged me like she had known me for fucking ever, man, and it just like that kind of disarms you with her all the way around. Like that first hug just like dropped your guard completely whenever she was around, and it didn't matter what was going on or whatever, and she could walk up and talk to you about pretty much anything, and you would tell her whatever the fuck she wanted to know, because she was Jenny Fucking Kush.
That's the truth.
There would be days when she would come in there, and you'd come in there with her sometimes, or Paul would come in there, or whoever. It didn't matter. But as soon as she opened that door and walked through the door, everybody knew she was there, because you could hear her from all the way in the front office. You could hear her. As soon as you come in, you would hear that laugh. And I would immediately, I'd look up and go, oh shit, Jenny Fucking Kush is here. And I would stop doing what I was doing and go run in the office real quick and hug her and everything. And it was just always a good time whenever she would come around, man. Whenever shit was going bad in my life, I could shoot her a message on Facebook or a text message and whatever, and just be like, hey, this is what's going on. I don't really need anything, but I just needed to tell somebody that this is what's going on and that shit's fucked up. And I wouldn't even ask for advice or anything like that, and she would give it and be unbiased, because she wasn't judgmental at all. And it was just, she's just a great person all the way around to know, man.
She listened.
She did.
She
listened.
like literally stopped what she was doing and listened.
She would.
I'm Anna Zhirov, by the way, a really good old friend. So
my girl Madison was really going through a hard time. Like, she's been on antidepressants and all kinds of stuff her whole life, and she was really going through a hard time not that long ago. And Jenny once again came into play in somebody else's life and helped them out. And she actually helped her make the decision to not be on pharmaceutical medications, and to try a couple of different other holistic things to try to work out what she was going through. And everything that Jenny had asked her to try has absolutely worked 100%. Because Jenny and Madison's a better person mentally and physically for the most part.
That's so awesome.
She helped Madison come off. Like, Madison had a really bad problem with Xanax for a long time. Like, doctors were just prescribing her Xanax, and she would have all these Xanax. And it got to the point for a while where she would get the bottle, and there's 90 in the bottle, and like 2 days later, 20 of them or 30 of them would be gone. And I would have to, it would cause an argument. And her coming off of those was it was really kind of bad. And Jenny gave us those hash pills, and Madison ran through them like they were nothing. Like, she wasn't even getting high off of them. She would eat 5 at a time, and they wouldn't touch her. But they helped her get off of it. She found some the other day, just rummaging through the drawer or whatever. She had found an oil pack with 2 of them in there. She came and brought them out to me and kind of teared up a little bit and said, I just found these in the drawer. And I was like, yeah, well, you should totally eat one, because I'm going to eat one right now.
That's so awesome.
And we did.
And we did.
And
then there was some more in the car too, huh?
Yeah. And we ate those too, right as we found them.
Everywhere.
I had them stashed everywhere for some reason. I had no idea, of course. Nobody does when stuff like this happens. But I had the foresight to just everywhere. Glove box, sock drawer. Stash Jenny's hash pills for whatever reason. They really helped me. The things that I would do for that girl, just because this was one time she helped me out. She was just such a beautiful person, and I know that I have a big heart, and I've never met somebody like me who, has a big heart and hasn't let the world get to them like a lot of people do. And Jenny had that. And she has 14 years on me, almost 15, and she has the biggest heart that I have ever met. And
imagine if people just helped people even one time. Yep.
It changes people's lives. And I'm proof of that Jenny changed people's lives.
Honestly, Jenny's the reason why I do. Like, whenever I see somebody on Facebook say that they need something or whatever, if I see somebody on Facebook that says they need whatever, I'll try to reach out to them and be like, yeah, I can totally help you out with that. Another glass blower the other day, Matty C. I need a ride to Glasscraft. Yeah, totally, I'll give you a ride. He tried to give me some money and stuff, and like, I didn't really want to take it. He gave me $10 for gas. It was I felt kind of weird about taking it or whatever, but I did it because if it would have been something that she would have done to see somebody else that needed some help. And I mean, it wasn't major help. It was just, I need a ride to the store. Sure, dude, you're right down the street. I got you. You know, things like that, man. Just helping people out, just any little thing.
Well, so then if you could say something to her kids, something that Jenny, let's see, what would be a good new one? Just, how about your favorite memory, your single favorite current memory of Jenny?
Maybe you have to poop. That really is what.
She would look at you with that serious face too, and just that.
Maybe you have to poop.
Just be like, do you have to poop?
The day that we went over to receive her help, and the day that we got the hash pills, Josh has a little bit of a thing for unicorns too, but not nearly as much as Jenny does. And he discovered this.
The Unicorns Are Jerks coloring book.
Yeah, I got Jenny that.
Dude, I was like, where did you get this at? I have to have one. Like, I absolutely have to have one. And she was like, I don't know. I'll find out where he got it from.
Everybody thinks unicorns are magical, but unicorns are actually jerks.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And, but you gotta color it right. Like, they've got glitter crayons that she colored the first 2 pages. Now I wish she would have colored the whole damn book. But, you know, whatever. There's just not enough hours in the day, not enough days in the week, not enough years in our lives.
I flipped through that. We had a nice little interesting conversation about how unicorns are really jerks. I'd have to say that's probably one of my favorite current memories.
Kind of like cats. They're just sort of pompous little fuckers.
Yeah.
You know, like, just because there aren't that many of you and you got a horn on your head doesn't make you need to be a jerk.
Fucker. You don't have to go down to Lodo and be a douche just because you're a unicorn.
But see, and that's... I'm going to run shit over. But see, I got Charlie the unicorn here that has become my best friend, you know, since that night. And so he goes everywhere. It's kind of like Flat Stanley. You know, like I bring him everywhere, and, you know, he carries inappropriate things with inside of him. But
I'm sure.
But, you know, it's appropriate for me because I need my medicine, so whatever. But he's Charlie, and he handles most of the situations pretty well. And so... Like, yep, so in case anybody was wondering, this is Charlie.
Oh, Charlie.
And he's my best friend. I'm going to get all choked up if I don't stop. So, so lately he's kind of been my Flat Stanley, where I try to take pictures everywhere that I'm at. So I got to take a picture before I leave him in front of the microphone, because that's what Jenny did with him. You know, we'd go on all our crazy adventures, and Charlie was driving. Not literally, because that would be dangerous, but still, if you knew her and you know, you just know. So, yeah.
Real quick, Jeremy, the best part about seeing you guys throughout her growing, throughout these amazing times over the years, is seeing you guys always just enjoying yourselves, you know, seeing the beauty of you two, just actually forgetting what you guys are doing for the community, for everybody. Just seeing the two of you enjoy yourselves, it's priceless. I got to see that all the time, and nobody got to see that and treasure it as much as I did. Seriously, you put all my problems into like shame, seriously. As soon as I saw you guys at any time, it's amazing how powerful just that emotion is across fucking 1,000 miles, 1 block away from you, you know, and we don't have to be talking to each other every day, but we feel each other like as we were neighbors, you know. And up until that night, unfortunately, I was riskless, you know. Not necessarily that, I just didn't really take things seriously, and it has literally transformed in this completely new transformation. I can really express the things that I have now, goals and achievements I'm doing because of her. I don't have the ability at this moment, but I have the creativity, which I've always accomplished all my things, and that is her, you know, and seeing you happy and smile, you know, through me, and that right there is what's going to keep us all in this community a lot stronger, and we just got to literally stick together, because, you know, alcohol is the worst possible invention that a human created. I apologize. Wine is one thing, but I'm Russian. I've suffered throughout my whole life, like literally.
I come from a whole family alcoholic, so I feel you.
You know,
alcohol's the
your
devil.
kids are teething. Just put orange juice and vodka in your bottle. You're good. You know, it's okay. But it's a hard life to realize and see that someone that's so close to you have to go. And family, it's nothing like family. This is something that's taken away from you. And until that happens to anybody, you know, I'm going to do everything I possibly can in my security field to make sure everybody goes home either on a taxi or some friend. They're not walking out there with their keys. If everybody can try to do that, you have no idea what you can be saving. And that's the reality of all of this. Like, we all have to take little to give. So, thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you guys, like everybody, for sharing. This as this goes on, I realize this is as much for me as for her family and the kids. Because, holy crap, you know, I mean, this has been an amazing experience. I totally am gonna have to do a second night.
The note that I wrote for you, that's not a promise. It's a guarantee. It's a guarantee.
Thank you.
So.
You know, I want to say too, Jeremy, that seeing you be strong through all of this, bro, has really helped all of us out here too, man. Like, your strength in all of this carries, dude, it carries so much weight. Like, you have no idea.
It's just,
I know it's what you feel like you have to do, but
well, it's the only thing I really know what to do. You know, like, I don't know what else to do. Jenny wouldn't want me, and I don't want to keep saying Jenny wouldn't want this and Jenny wouldn't want that, but she wouldn't want me to be, you know, miserable, you know, like.
No, she still wants you to be happy and live your life and go and be productive and do what you do.
But I think that's what she would want for all of us. You know, she gave us this sweet gift of light, and I think if any of us squander it, because really it all comes down to love. I mean, you know, once you glorify a person, you take away what they were so awesome for, then they just become another deity figure of uselessness, you know. And so it's like, her love was so awesome that it I don't know, fuck. It just changes people. I mean, I drive down the street and I see these Westward boxes and it's got her face and it's like, all right, that's intense. You know, I don't know. It's love everywhere. And
Jenny's aura is gonna resonate throughout us for a long, long time, dude. Like, it's not something that's gonna fade away easily, ever, for any of us.
Well, it shouldn't, because then it would just be a waste.
It would.
If we can just keep loving people or love people more. I mean, as far as I know, I've squashed everything I've had a problem in my life with. You know, I mean. As for me, like age-old grudges, my last day of high school, the girl I went to high school with, you know, had a grudge ever since. And just carrying that hate around is useless.
Yeah.
And it's gone. Like, she wrote me and said, I'm super sorry, and I wish I would have told you sooner. And, you know, we were such great friends. And it's like, wow. I mean, that was huge. I mean, that was like taking a huge burden off. And it's like, wow, why can't we just do this for everybody? And so it's like, well, why can't I? And so it's like, fuck everybody, and any grudge we ever had, it's gone.
You have to assess each situation individually and say, is this going to matter? Does this matter right now? Is it going to matter 5 minutes from now? Is it going to matter 2 hours from now? Is it going to matter tomorrow? Is it going to matter next week? Is it going to matter next year? Is it going to matter 20 years from now? And then if you get to that point and it matters 20 years from now, then hold your fucking grudge. But if it's not, then it's not worth it.
I don't know, if I can't deal with it in a day anymore, I don't think I want to deal with the grudges anymore. There's no time.
That's where I'm at with it. That's like, is it going to matter tomorrow? If not, then I ain't sweating it.
Tomorrow is an illusion. One, tomorrow never comes. It's always today. And two, the illusion of tomorrow is just stupid. Like, there's no chance that, I mean, I don't know.
Then that works out great, because it'll never matter tomorrow then.
Right, so we just got to start doing today. So
this is real quick shout out to her kids.
Oh yeah, please, if you could say something.
I just want to say that your mom was amazing soul, a mother. She was an incredible human being, and She lives in the millions of people. You have no idea how many people she has reached just virtually through people's words, through the internet. I hope to God they make a law or some sort of this criminal justice, that it's unfortunate right now on our end because we're not rich. If we were rich, it'd be a different story, but justice does not go our way at this point. But want to let you know, kids, that your mom, she touched a lot of human beings, and we're going to keep going for her. So, you know, if there's anything that you need from us, we're here for you. So, thank you.
Family here in Denver.
You definitely have family here in Denver, so we're here for you. We're ready for you to grow to beautiful human beings and being adults that you can hopefully spread your story, because sometimes life is not fair and it's just unfortunate. So we all love you from here.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. So, all right, well, I guess let's just say 25 more minutes. We'll cut it at 10. We'll do a 2-part upload for this one, and then we'll do a second night. We'll do it next Tuesday, and then Paul will be in town, and I want to get Paul in here. And
definitely,
we could either get more people in here, or just try to get everybody, because there's no way that we're going to get through all this, obviously, tonight. So.
Anybody ever needs anything, just hit me up. So.
Love you. I love you, Mother. It's amazing what you do.
It's amazing what everybody does, you know. The human spirit is alive and well. So,
anybody else wants to come in, sir?
Yeah, please. If there's, I'm sure that there's still a lot of people out there, but
I feel like of all people, if
we'll do a night
anybody should
too.
have anything to say to her kids, it should be me. But I'm totally speechless when it comes down to that. Having kids of my own, that they were the first ones that I thought of before I even thought of you. I thought of her kids, and then I thought of you, and then I thought of Paul. And then I thought of her parents. So it went in that order. And I'm at a loss for words when it comes to what to say to the kids. Your mom was a really super awesome person, and I was incredibly, fantastically lucky to have had her in my life for the short time that she was in it. And if her blood runs through you, then you're destined for greatness. That's all I got.
That's the truth, too. Oh, we got both noisemakers in here. Watch out, they'll scare the hell out of you.
Oh, God.
So.
In German.
Right?
Just like those. Those are cute, huh?
So thank you, guys.
That's it.
Would you please introduce yourself, step up to the microphone, say who you are, and how you know Jenny?
My name is Rachel, and I've known Jenny for quite some time, all the way back to Marijuana Radio, when all of us kind of met up and created the industry that we are bonded in forever now. I wasn't blessed to have spent as much time with Jenny as some of the people that have spoken tonight, but every time that I ever was at an event, she was always there, as everybody has said tonight. Every time that I saw her, as again everybody said tonight, she gave me the biggest hug ever, and she always supported my life from a distance. When she would see me go through struggles via, my Facebook posts or something, she was always there to reach out and send her love, and she was an incredible human being. She spread so much light and love through so many different souls, and the love that I've seen from the community, that after her passing was incredible, and she sent a message of love. She mended relationships of mine, and I'm grateful for ever knowing Jenny. And I have a funny regret, which I wish I didn't have, but the last time that I spoke to Jenny, she wanted to start taking pole dancing classes with me, and I told her to check the website out and pick whatever class that she wanted to go to, and that I would, definitely be right by her side, helping her through it. And I wish that would have happened, because she would have been an incredible pole dancer. So.
She would have. She was strong.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I know it takes more strength, but she would have been one of those people that would have gotten it.
Well, and just her vibrance, and I mean, just character and everything like that. I mean, so she would have shined. So yeah, I wish that would have been able to happen. So.
Yeah. Well, what's your favorite memory? I mean, at least current favorite, because, it's going to change tomorrow and it'll change the next day. Although we just decided that tomorrow's never going to come, so today was tomorrow yesterday. All right. Anyways, what's your favorite memory?
Jenny invited me to come on her radio show, which was another just gesture of her love, I was so incredibly surprised and nervous. I don't do well in front of the microphone or anything like that. So we were gonna interview a guy that blew glass dildos. So I'm a bit more reserved than Jenny, and I was pretty much silent through the entire radio show. But even just then, sitting there and watching her just rock it out, she was so incredible with speech and hilarity, and she was just great, and I envied that about her very much, and I was very grateful for her to invite me and experience that. I wish I could have contributed more, but I was a little bit in a shell, I suppose.
But that was good about her. She liked to
put people on the spot.
Yeah, but without making them feel too uncomfortable.
Right, no.
Just the right amount of pressure. That was why when I got her to blush 2 times on the show, it was like a huge trophy. And I made a huge deal out of them, like, people, you need to see that Jenny's skin is changing colors, and she is blushing twice. Twice!
Same episode?
No.
Oh.
No, but I did make one go really long time. It was a really long blush, and it was nice. And it was good, because she's, pretty invincible. And it's like, I got you! I have to go back and figure out which shows I got her that in. We should have made that one of the notes, like, this was episode number 2 where Jenny blushed. Because that rarely happened. It was hard to embarrass her, But, I got her twice. I wish I could remember all of a sudden which times. But thank God we have these things recorded.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well then, if you could tell her family or kids, like, one thing about what she's helped you find in your own life, both before and after the accident, what would it be?
I would say before, to exactly what I didn't do on this show, but come out of my shell and not be afraid to be the person that I was. She just always made me feel welcome wherever I was. I'm very shy, and she was the first one to welcome me where I was, say hello, give me a hug. And her brightness was incredible, and I envied the fact that she could work a room, as you said. So she was amazing. And after, I would say that she's taught me to give love to the people that I do love in my life more often, and not look at life as serious as I probably do sometimes, and to forgive and forget, and just to love and accept other people for who they are no matter what. So she has taught some big lessons to many, many people, including myself.
That's so nice. I mean, it really is. Like this, that's my favorite question, is like the last question when we get to that. You know, I like hearing the stories and I like hearing the memories, but it's like that last bit, that's where the gold, I think. I don't want to say always is, because, you know, everybody's got an amazing story.
You guys have some great genetics, kids, and you guys are going to spread a lot of love to the world as well, so.
No pressure.
It'll come naturally.
Exactly.
It did for Jenny, you know. I mean, from, you know, 15-year relationship that didn't go well, and she came out here and became our revolutionary angel. And it was like, wow, thank you.
Her message was so huge.
It's amazing. Yeah. And it's neat to see how it affects everybody. And, you know, I know that the world's going to be a better place, not only because she was here, but because she lived and touched so many people, and now we all get to do it.
Absolutely.
And, you know, it's like if you touch one person, you know, I got to rephrase this because this is just going to get weird, and we are on SexPot Radio. If you can change one person's life, and they can change one person's life, and they can change one person's life, imagine how that'll just keep spreading. And if you can change 2, and they can change 4, and they can change 8, well, Jenny changed thousands. And it's like, God, that ripple is going to be huge. Huge. And it's neat. That's, you know, I was scared to do the show beforehand, because it's like, this is going to be an emotional roller coaster that I just don't know how to handle. And now it's like, God, we could do this for, I mean, we pretty much have to do another one because there's just not enough people. There's not enough time. And this is healthy. And if we do next Tuesday, it'll be the night after the Candlelight Vigil. It'll be October 1st. For those of you that know Jenny, October's her favorite month. So, yeah. It would be an appropriate way to start that month. You know, I bet we could get everybody else in here. Well, not everybody else, but we could probably have enough time, because this went from a 2 to 3 hour show.
Costumes will be required, I think. I mean,
Ooh.
I think she would.
I'm pretty sure that's why this took so long, is because we didn't come up with that idea first, and wow. That could be cool. Mm-hmm. Like, she was religious about it. And I hate to use the phrase religious when it comes to Halloween, because some people are going to take that the wrong way. But October 1st, you know, Paul, you know this, a lot of you know this, that it's Halloween starts on October 1st. Well, really it starts as soon as the Halloween stores open, but it starts legitimately on October 1st and ends whenever she felt like it after Halloween, you know? And so, ideally, yeah, want to live like Jenny Kush, it's Jenny Kush month in October, so just dress like you want to, like it's Halloween.
Accordingly.
Yes. So, maybe that's going to be the thing for next week. I like that. I totally like that. So, you heard it here first. We're going to do part 2 of this show next Tuesday, because there's still people that would like to talk, and there's still people I want to hear from. Now I want to see all you guys in costumes. So we're going to start that month off right. That's Rachel's idea. So if you don't like it, blame her and fuck off. So, well, all right. Thank you so much for sharing. And I guess we can see if there's anybody else that wants to get in tonight, and we'll just call it good because I'm sure that everyone's tired. I know I'm getting tired, and I don't want people to have to give a half-ass statement because we can totally do this again. That's the joy of being on the radio, ladies and gentlemen. So, you're awesome. Thank you so much. So, are you going to hang out for a few?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, let's see. What do we got? We've got 11 minutes left. Will you see if anybody out there wants to come in?
Send Sam in here.
So we've got 11 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a joy to be able to spend this time with you, and I really hope that you will join us next Tuesday on an impromptu part 2 of said show because, this is pretty goddamn healthy. I needed this. I hope that at some point in time that her kids can benefit in the same way. I hope that her family, if they're still listening, has enjoyed what we've gotten to share with you this evening, and I hope that it's been as healthy for everybody as it has been for all of us here. So, I guess since we got 10 minutes left, I think it would be fitting to hear from our 2 producers who have spent every single SexPot Radio show with us. Granted, there's been a few that have been missed, but if you've missed it, he's covered it. If you've missed it, he's covered it. And so, pretty much, yeah. So, sir, would you like to introduce yourself as somebody other than the dancer? Or would you like to introduce yourself as Eduardo the dancer?
I'm Eduardo the dancer. I'm Sam, the producer of iCannabis Radio and all their shows. And I started here last year in August. And I remember listening to all the shows, to get a feel if I'm going to be the producer. And I remember listening to SexPot. And you were talking about people masturbating and calling in and taking dabs, and I'm like, what does this have to do with cannabis? And but I kept listening, and it was hilarious. And it's just what I needed, that break from serious. And Jenny Kush, when I first met her, I came on, and I don't know, we hugged, and it had to be in the month of August. Yeah, it was definitely the first Tuesday after August 14th. I came and you showed me dabs, and I got to meet you. And
this was last year.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, and so when was SexPot? When did that start?
I think 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Jenny started it, had December as her host, and they kicked ass for a good while. And
I emailed December couple of long time ago. Because I listened to all this, in Pennsylvania, and I'm sure I knew Jenny, but just didn't know I knew Jenny. I knew Georgia before I knew who Georgia was from listening to shows, in Pennsylvania. And man, it's really funny. Coming here for college, I saw stuff that was really weird, the porn club this way and the sex club that way, and it was weird coming from Pennsylvania high school. That doesn't happen. And then coming on SexPot Radio, where they're basically this is the club. This is the porn club.
This is the show that breaks your boundaries.
It did. I mean,
you're prude before you get here, but then you're like, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a dildo.
Anal sex with monkeys? Yeah, whatever.
Exactly. Tie me up and anally lick me.
You may have been rated PG when you got here, but you left rated R or soft X at least, and that was on an easy night. On a hard night, you were leaving here sweating and eating a cigarette, whether you smoke or not.
I remember getting lube in my hands, and Chris, the other producer, fingering me.
That was the night we had Barb down for the sex toy show. And
yeah, I remember that one too. Yep.
Only SexPot. And that's awesome. That's an awesome memory. I have a million memories of. I remember one of my favorite memories was at the Carnival right before 420, and there was this guy from Kansas, and he was like, "Yeah, I heard cannabis is legal," and I was like, "Yeah, it is," and I told him the rules, briefly. And I was like, "Well, you can't buy it, but you can get it for free." and I gave it to him. I gave him, my full jar of like an eighth of cannabis for free, and I was like, here you go, enjoy it. And he smelled it, and he was like, oh God. And I smelled it, and I was like, yeah, I really don't want to give it to you. It's really good. And he smelled it, and I felt great. And Jenny watched the whole thing, and we hugged, and it was just like, that is Jenny Kush. That is Jenny Kush, So I'm glad I got to do that in front of her. So that's awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a lot of cool memories of Jenny.
Yeah.
It's weird being on. Usually I'm producing.
I know. It's kind of nice. It was nice that I got to listen to you talk while I took a dab and coughed.
Yeah. It's the other way around.
Thank God for these CBDs, Like CBD1 from River Rock is what I've been enjoying tonight because it's hard to sit in this chair and it's hard to sit still because my back hurts and I keep doing stupid shit with my hand because I keep wanting to use it because I'm trying to fucking function like a normal person and, well, I mean, semi-normal.
As normal as you get.
As normal as I can get.
Yeah.
And, thank God for CBDs. I can't say that enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been saying it for a while.
Well,
CBD. CBD, said it for a couple years now. And, now that, the CNN thing with the CBD, everyone's, hey, you hear so CBD?
Like,
you remember me talking about CBD?
Right.
Right. Yeah, so. Well, then what would you say? Okay, you get a unique question. What would you say your favorite SexPot Radio memory is? Like, what was the... Oh, shit. See, as soon as I said that, already something popped into my head. I'm just got to throw this out there real quick. The one night, like, I was sitting there, Jenny was sitting here. I don't know what happened or what we were talking about, but the light bulb popped. Like, and then another one popped, I think. Like, a couple light bulbs popped, and it was like, oh, that was scary, and it scared all of us. And Jenny just started bringing up stories about all the other times I got scared, and just thought that was hilarious because, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, Rev, I wanted to bring up that we've had several contributors to the website, as well as about $350 in cash.
Nice.
Dropped off for Jenny's edibles.
Nice.
And not some people were donating more than what they took. So
wow,
we have some generous givers out there. So
nice. See, so it's good to raise a little bit of money.
Yeah. And seeing as we're going to do this next week, count me in, brother.
Nice. Good.
So
good because I'm sure that there's probably some left. I mean, I brought a lot.
There was
a plethora.
There's quite a few left, and definitely some more donations to be had.
So good.
I think
we don't have to send them to Harvard. We just got to send them to school.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if we do this right.
But that would be sweet if we could send them to Harvard.
Right.
Just think how much love they could spread with an Ivy League education.
Yeah, except I don't want to.
Not that much pressure.
They might. Yeah. No. I would hate to ruin such awesomeness with possible pompeity.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying Harvard.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah, as a good school, not as an end-all, be-all to the world's problems, which it's obviously not.
Right. So what's your favorite memory, Sam? No pressure.
Well,
like you always get to be the watcher, so it's like what all kind of cool. I know you see us do some wacky shit.
Well, I mean, when I first started, Dick Black was on a lot, and he always complimented us with his hilarious antics.
He's always made the show funny.
Yeah,
yeah,
but I
he's
think
freaking hilarious.
I think my favorite part was the story of when she told when you were at a mall and you couldn't see what they were doing properly, and it looked like they were getting their eyes pulled out or something.
I thought that these ladies were getting their eyes sewn shut, and Jenny, I was thinking of that story with that because that one's her favorite.
Yeah, I know.
She just laughed and laughed because I freaked out.
That is funny as hell.
I freaked out. I thought that these ladies were getting their eyes sewn shut, and it turns out it's some Middle Eastern way of waxing your eyebrows where they use long threads and they pull and twist in weird motions. But, like it looked like the movie Strangeland, except their mouths weren't sewn shut. Their eyes were sewn shut. Jenny just laughed. And
you got all white, she said.
Yeah, but damn it, Jenny's afraid of escalators.
Oh, really?
So I used to get her back, and we'd get on an escalator, and we'd getting close to the top, and I'm like, all right, now when we get to the top, don't forget to step over. You don't want to get sucked under. She's all, fuck you. It's like,
get trapped under there.
You know, well, and it's like, I don't know. There was Mallrats. We watched Mallrats together, and she just laughed because the kid ended up getting stuck on the escalator and made a whole huge ordeal about it. And she's like, see, people get stuck. And it's like, it's a movie. It's a movie.
Yeah, that doesn't really happen in real life.
But it might. It might. I don't know. I mean, there are escalator accidents.
My brother stopped an escalator from getting his foot jammed. Just went gagoosh, and everyone had to walk up. I'm like, God damn it.
Damn.
Got my popcorn.
Right. On the way to the movie.
That's funny.
I gotta walk.
I have to walk up these stairs.
Walk up the moving stairs.
Yeah.
You're going to wait till next week? Okay, so we get one producer this week and one producer's comments next week. So fantastic. And that doesn't mean that you can't speak again, though, if you come up with another funny memory. Cause
cool.
Oh, no, I'm coming back on.
Dancing. So.
Yeah, I love Jenny Kush. She was definitely one of the most unique people that I've ever met. I mean, her hair is always different every other time she'd be in here. And she just had this awesome personality. She's never fake. She's never fake. If she was pissed, she'd be pissed. She wouldn't try to be like, you know, happy with you if she's pissed. No, she was just the most real person I've ever met. So I'm honored. The only way that I can go through this, because this is the first friend I've had that I don't have anymore. And I'm only 20, so I'm very young. And I know my brother and sister are 12, and they have friends that have died. And that has never happened to me, so this is the first time. But the only way I can go through is to look on the bright side, which is that I knew Jenny Kush. And one day, in 10 to 20 years, people and guaranteed people in Pennsylvania are going to be like, hey, you got that Jack hair? No. But I got the Jenny Kush. Oh, you got Jenny's Kush? I go back and be like, guess what? I knew Jenny Kush. I knew who the person you're talking about. Even though you don't even know it's a person, I fucking knew her. I produced her last, this is definitely, I was the last person.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
To produce when she was here. So that's, I'm honored to have known a Buddhist, like a Buddha, someone that was here in real life, and that me personally, I can say, well, what would Buddha do? When people say, do you feel the love of Jesus? I can say, well, I feel the love of Jenny Kush because I knew her in real life. I hugged her many times, and I feel her love. I really do. I see her in many ways.
Mm-hmm. Damn, dude, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I had to really just concentrate on that and say, don't cry.
I'm
Don't
sorry.
you dare cry. We're almost done. This is a good way to end the show. Yeah,
I hate
know.
Chris crying.
I know, dude. Like,
but I didn't want
hanging.
to say that, I was thinking about not saying that because some people would say, oh, don't say, talk about Jesus, but the only way I can put it in perspective is, people really have stopped me on 16th Street and said, do you feel the love of Jesus? And I understand what they're talking about, but I can feel more love for someone I actually knew, and I believe in reincarnation. That's the Buddhist thing. And the sun comes up every day. Reincarnation happens every single day, and I see that. And so, I look at Jenny Kush as the spirit, someone I can, say, what would Jenny Fucking Kush do? And then Rare Dankness, they're making a strain, and so that just furthers what I'm, say, she's now a plant that will be forever evolved until this earth stops.
She is truly a flower of life.
Yeah,
She's inspired so much.
So, and as I feel her love every day, her aura when I'm doing stuff, her vibe.
I walk down the stairs every morning, and the sun comes through my peephole about noon and puts a rainbow somewhere in my house. And I'm usually walking down the stairs, and I always stop when it's over my heart. I'm like, oh, thanks, Jenny. Now, whenever I see a rainbow, it's not a rainbow. It's a Jenny Kush.
Yeah, a lot of crazy things have happened. I got a new rig that was purple, and I didn't know it was going to be the way it was, and I just immediately said, Jenny Kush would love this. And I named it Jenny Kush. All my other pieces are named David Hummel for some guy I knew a long-ass time ago who has a hilarious name of David Hummel. But this, this is a serious piece that was beautiful that just reminded me of Jenny because it's purple and glittery and just cool. And so Jenny Kush, that's what I call it, and that no one touches that. If you want to hit it, you put your lips to it. That's about it. I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna take it from where I live now to where I'm gonna live next, without me touching it. You know, I'm the only one.
It's gonna be the unicorn. Nobody can touch it.
Yeah, no, it's so you can see it. You can put your lips to it.
You can see it. You can put your
Except
lips
for
to
you,
it.
Jeremy. You could do anything you want to it.
And you can smell its fart, but you can't touch it.
If this was a normal SexPot episode, man, this is there's a runway right there.
Oh yeah.
You know, just take off with that. But you know, this isn't a normal SexPot radio episode, so you know, and I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss that a lot because you know, we could just sit here and talk and forget that we were talking into a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely.
we would just say things, and you know, our guests would look at us like, "Holy shit, did you guys really just say that?" It's like, yeah, why, what? Oh yeah, we're on the radio.
Oh yeah.
It's a gift to be that free, you know. I mean, it was a big deal for Jenny, but I guess it's a really big deal for me too. You know, like she let me be as free as I could be.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Yeah, you always looked really happy when you were here.
You know, I always say that there's somebody out there that'll compliment your craziness, and you have to find that person. And yeah, somebody out there somewhere is sick of somebody's shit, but that's because those two puzzle pieces don't belong together, you know?
Right.
And so out there is the real possibility that there's somebody for everybody. But what Jenny taught me is that, especially after the accident, is that she's helped me find all the places within myself that I need to go to find what I need to sustain and survive. And my books have been teaching me that for years, but it's like, well, I don't know where all that, I don't know. That's just weird. And with all of this happening, now I get it, and now I know, and it's weird, and I hope that I can apply it to everyday life, because it'd be pretty awesome to live this way and to think this way all the time and not just let it fade and get back into old habits and be angry and all the time and this and that. But
that's the revolution. We're here to proliferate, my friend.
That's what I've been trying to for a long time, and it's weird now that again, Jenny doesn't even have to be here. She was doing it the whole time.
Mm-hmm. And still doing it.
And still doing it, and it's still happening. And
So.
it's
You're very strong.
I always wondered why I referenced the revolution until now. Now I know. And I knew after I met Jenny Kush too. You know, after I met her and knew the revolution was this
Mm-hmm.
the love, the acceptance of everybody and everything.
Yeah.
It's where we're really going to change, and it's where life's really going to change.
And that's what I've concentrated on changing in my life, is share the love. Don't hide it. Don't be scared of it.
Don't be scared.
Share it.
Yeah.
Share
Hey,
it. Tell that person that you love them.
So funny. Because when I was a couple of years ago, I would say, you know, on my deathbed, I'm going to really regret not just being open and honest to absolutely everybody. But then I stopped doing that because I got, you know, hurt from this girl that I liked, and I just said, you know, why would I put myself in that situation to be hurt like that? Like, you are hurting emotionally because the person you love is not here. I don't want that to happen to me, you know?
But see,
but you're very, very much.
But I've gone through a lot of this stuff in my past life. Not my past life, but really my past life. Everything before the accident was my past life, at least in this life. But every relationship I've ever been in, you know, where it's ended, where one girl moved after like 6 or 7 months, and everything was just great, and you know, we were young, and then I met my ex-wife, and we were together for a long time, and I went through all these variant things, and it's like, why? This is all dumb and blah, 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 blah. Well, it's life. It teaches you something, blah, blah, blah. Well, it all pays off here, because if I had to go through everything that I went through with my ex-wife, all that darkness and all that stupidness, you know, here I would lose every single thing that was gained. And because I went through all that, I don't have to go through it now. I've been to the dark places. I don't want to go back. It's not worth it. Not when there's this much love around, and not when I was gifted this much love from a person, a single person. You know, I mean, you can get X amount of love and Y amount of love, but damn, I mean, it was like for somebody that likes candy and you go to the store and you buy a bag of your favorite candy, like I got to live at the candy factory where they make that.
Exactly.
And it was like, it was just amazing. And it would be such a terrible waste of a gift to throw that to the darkness.
Well, and now you know what they mean by it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all, because
that makes the most sense in this
you can always
situation
pass
to
the
me.
love on, even if it's not necessarily with that individual anymore, but you can still pass it on and never forget to pass it on and never forget to be open and honest.
Well, that's the key thing where I think that religion really screws it up, is it's not about the person, you know, anymore. Once they're gone, it's not about them, because then it's about a thing, you know?
Right.
It's about a noun, ideally. It's like, what did that person stand for? What did they mean?
Mm-hmm.
Why did we like them so much? I mean, it wasn't just because she was beautiful, you know? It wasn't just because she was talented, you know? I mean, there's a ton of beautiful, talented people out there. Does anybody really care?
Right.
Not
Well,
really.
It's because of that interaction we all had with her.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what people in religion forgets, that it's about the interaction, and it's the two people coming together, no matter what the situation, whether it's you or me, or you and Jenny, or me and Jenny, or me and Sam, or whoever. It's that interaction, it's the physicality, and it's that exchange of our energy that truly matters.
Amen to that.
And that's one thing I got from her more than anybody I'd ever felt in my life. You know, when she would hold on to me, I was being held by my angel.
Pretty awesome.
So,
you know, it sucks that people have to die for us to figure this out. But, you know, I've known a lot of people that have died, and I never felt anything a quarter of this.
Oh,
you know?
My cat died, and I was pretty damn sad.
Well, but it's kind of different with animals because they don't talk.
Right.
You know, we just know of their love. Yeah.
Jenny was totally like that.
Well,
she just was so at peace at all times.
That's one of the,
at least when she was around me.
Like, same type of love. I got the love like I felt like with a cat or a dog from Jenny, you know? And it's not to belittle her humanity, but it was that.
Well, it really is.
That type of
cats are kind of pompous
pure
little fuckers.
I
But,
love
you know,
cats.
no. Well, the love
they
of
really
an
are,
animal.
though.
Yeah, they are.
But like dogs are pretty much the closest that I've ever been able to give as an example to what unconditional love was about.
Yeah.
Like, you could beat the shit out of that dog, and it'll still. I mean, eventually it's gonna, you know. So there's conditions, but it's as close to
Of
it as you
course.
can.
Right,
you know?
but if the dog just knows you're pissed off and you're not pissed off at it, and you take it out on your dog, and you know your dog's like, oh, I can't hold that against you. I still love you. You know, I know you're just angry. You weren't angry at me,
right?
You know, and that's you know, so hard to get with people. And things.
Well, Jenny would freak out. This was our longest show ever.
Yeah.
You know, in 2 minutes it'll be exactly 4 hours, and that is super long. So we're gonna have to
let's cut this up and
call it a night, and thank everybody for listening. And if there's anybody out in the other area that can hear me that drove up here tonight that can't make it next week, and you really want to say something, would you please come in here? But otherwise, if you're willing to come back next week, we can carry this celebration of life on further, even past the candlelight vigil, into October, which is fucking costume month. And like, next week is going to be amazing. Now that I know how
Radio
amazing
might
this is going to
just
be,
live on.
Well, at least for another week. Like, it won't be the same without Jenny.
Well, of
Nobody
course,
wants to listen to a bunch of
it'll
dudes
morph.
talk.
It'll morph into something great. You know.
You know what? Just on her Instagram, on Jenny Kush's Instagram, it says, "I am SexPot Radio." And I was like, damn, yeah.
She is.
She is SexPot. She absolutely is.
You know, like, it feels weird to do this without her, but then I thought, well, no, as this started to pick up, it's like, what do you mean am I doing this without her? She's not physically sitting here, but Jesus God, she's everywhere.
Yep, exactly.
You know? I mean,
I felt through the whole show, man.
And so that's
have this peace and calm when I'm here.
That's just it right there. Where there is light and love, there doesn't need to be anything else, and that's more than enough.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll end this by saying thank you to everybody that came out, that shared. I knew that this wasn't going to be easy for anybody, and for anybody that did come out or that was going to come out next week. I don't even know what to say other than I love you, because
please join us in our revolution.
It's all about us, and it's all about you, and it's all about us as a whole,
collective, not as an individual.
Yeah. So please join us next Tuesday for what I think will be the final episode. I mean, as long as we can get everybody on, you know, I don't want to drag this out, but there's a lot of stuff to say. And, you know, when it's all said and done, it's like taking a picture. You're like, why are we taking a picture? Well, later, when you go back to it, you know why.
Right.
So this is one of those times where I want to make sure that everybody gets their chance to speak. So I thought 2 or 3 minutes was going to cut it. No. So obviously we're going to need a couple shows. So please come out and join us again next Tuesday. It's going to be a costume party because we're going to start October off right. And yeah, so guess what? This did turn out to be a fantastic Tuesday night here in the Mile High City. So thank you for joining us on SexPot Radio on iCannabis Radio. Have a good night.
Peace, everybody.